Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. The Senator has his lifetime term in Ohio Stadium. Former Ohio State head coach and current Ohio Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel will be enshrined into Ohio Stadium's Ring of Honor September 5th as the Buckeyes welcome in Ball State. He's the first to the elite club since his former quarterback Troy Smith in 2014. On the hardwood, the NBA draft starts tonight from Brooklyn with round 1 at 8, then round 2 Wednesday at 8. ESPN's latest mock draft has Washington taking BYU's A.J. DeBanso with the top pick, followed by Kansas's Darren Peterson to Utah at 2, then Duke's Cam Boozer to Memphis at 3. Golf, the PGA Tour will boast a 2-series model in 2028 with the PGA Tour Championship Series carrying $20 million purses, 120-player fields, and a 36-hole cut, and PGA Tour Challenger Series with a $4 million purse and field of 144. This update is sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
It's time to add some spice to your nooner. Nooner funny. This is the place where big-time guests, bold opinions, and little cute doggies come together. This is Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by Pella Columbus, the #1 rated windows and doors in Columbus.
All right, back at it. Rothman and Ice. Anthony Rothman, Matty Ice Hayes, and the Loose Cannon. Glad everybody is aboard. Glad everybody's in-house. Good to see you, my man.
What up, what up? It's always good to see you. It's always good to see you. How you feeling, man? We missed you around these parts yesterday.
Was at the Buckeye Boosters golf outing.
Okay.
So President Butch Moore, who's done that now for more than a dozen years, he's assisted by Amber Clark. He's got a nice team around there. It's a nonprofit. They do various events around throughout the year.
Yeah.
And, trips they'll go to Texas. They'll get people signed up for that. Probably an IU trip, certain roadies, and they do various events. They support Ohio State athletics. And they just work with the department to make a big donation back. And that's, when I say work with the department, then they find out maybe where it's needed most. And maybe some of it will be NIL hoops, some of it will be other areas, but they've given millions of dollars over the last half century. And what's cool about it, aside from being included, which I certainly don't take for granted, is that you get to see some of the old regime come back through. I get to see Coop out there and, College Football Hall of Fame coach, and Kathy Gearing, who Solheim Cup, top 10 at a U.S. Open, Rod Spittle, the big Canadian who was a teammate with John Cook and Joey Sindelar, won on the Champions Tour, was actually our pro emeritus at the golf club of Little Turtle for a while back.
Really?
Like years ago.
Wow.
And who else was there? Ike Kelly was there. And whenever I see Ike, first All-American linebacker at Ohio State, built like just a fire hydrant, like a bull. And whenever you shake hands with Ike, man, it's like shaking hands with a stalk of bananas. Mm-hmm. Like, it's just, it's unbelievable. And so a lot of those names, and Jake was there. Coach Deebs spoke to the group again and talked about the depth he has. And what I really picked up on with him yesterday was that he's going to be looking up at his team coaching this year. Like, they're tall. They got some bigs. They got some perimeter bigs. Yeah. So a lot of excitement, a lot of momentum. But that's where thank you for giving me the day off to go play golf.
Listen,
a little bit in the rain, but not bad.
It's a day off nonetheless, right?
It was.
Joshua Perry was in here doing it. So you were amongst a whole bunch of elites, and yourself included in that. That was just a room TLC that you and I can just dream of, hopefully getting in those rooms one day, as we hopefully extend our media carears to reach half of what AR's accomplished in this business. That sounds really cool, though.
It's a good
Yeah, that sounds like a good time.
Well, he is already offered for you to take his spot in the media outing at Memorial.
I don't think my game is nowhere near good enough to go out on that track. I would be the ultimate embarrassment out there at Jack's place.
Many times you've been around that track?
Because I just try to go through life, AR, trying not to be that guy in any situation. You all different walks of life. You've been around a friend or an associate to where they're just that guy that either brings down the vibe or holds things up or whatever it may be. I try to avoid being that guy. And I feel like if I went out to the Memorial to participate in the media outing, that I would be that guy holding everybody back and slowing everything down. So I'm going to pass that along to somebody else here at the station that's game is much better than mine. I would feel better about that.
Well, if you're not going to do it, then I don't know if he gets the power to pass it along. TLC.
I know.
It's a coupon that he has to use.
I've already witnessed this, and I know who he tried to pass it to, who you rejected.
He's re-gifting it.
Try to look out for one of the homies.
I thought we were in favor of re-gifting on this show.
Yeah, you're the re-gift king.
I don't know if I'm the re-gift king. That's not true. Listen, the last couple years, we have decided to make it we're out of the contest. Like, we remove ourselves from that thing. There were individual contests out there during the media day. Yeah. And, you've always said, go out on top. So I handed the trophy back, and now we're scrambling, like the three of us. So, honestly, this is really tailor-made for you. Okay. You come in, it's a scramble. Some of the shots we use, some we don't.
Honestly, I would
That's
feel
the way to do
better
it.
if, like, a golfer like Reimer got in on this. Jacob Reimer, big golf guy. His game is just better than mine. I can't be at that course hacking it around.
Yeah, that's the whole point. The whole point, honestly, is for anyone who talks about that tournament, anyone that's there, anyone that's broadcasting, anyone that's involved in the coverage, can actually be able to give a firsthand witness of what it's like. That's the point of it. It's not for you to go out there and play well. It's actually for you to go out there and suck and be tortured and then go on the air.
It's research.
And then see the levels of this game.
I just think that there would be so many divots left behind by me that by the time I got done with the round, Jack would be waiting for me with a 9-iron to the back of the dome for tearing up his course that badly.
No.
So that's...
Maddie, you're making the assumption you're going to be in the fairway.
Also,
I didn't get anything from that.
I'm dying laughing. I'm dying laughing. I thought it was great.
You were talking
that's accurate.
So that's the whole point. You're going to be right of the cart path, left in the weeds.
Yeah, you're right. The fairways will be fine.
Jack doesn't worry about those areas. Somebody's backyard.
What about the tee boxes?
Well, you'll be teeing it up. I hope that.
I actually am a guy that doesn't use a driver or a tee.
Well, that may not be great.
I'm not comfortable at all with my driver right now. It's just straight. I'm dropping the ball down, going 3-iron, and just away we go. I feel a lot more comfortable with that. So I need to get up to Little Turtle and tear up your course first.
Fine. That's fine.
And then I'll tear up
They'll
Jack's.
charge me. It's all right. No, it was cool. U.S. Open was good. It got good. We weren't sure it was going to get good.
Yeah.
Wyndham Clark had to deal with the fans who I didn't think they'd be that much against him. I thought they were more for Scheffler wanting to get him back in it.
Let me ask you this.
But he destroyed the lockers at Oakmont.
That's why people have a little beef with him. Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, sure. I guess the fans, fine.
This isn't
like
some throwaway course up in Rochester. He was at Oakmont.
I hear that, but fans holding that over his head, I think, is a little much.
I don't know if they all were. That was my point.
Yeah,
I think they were just trying to will Scheffler back into it.
Maybe it was a vocal minority. Where were you at with the whole situation about his dad? Because I know some people were calling his dad out for wanting to be in the moment and not.
No. He wasn't in the moment.
No.
I guess actually told him he wasn't. He didn't know he was going to be there because I think if he told him I'm flying in, you've got a 6-shot lead to start the final round, he would have put so much pressure. And it would actually been a negative effect on his son.
I guess to my understanding is they don't have the best relationship. I saw some of that going around, and then people were looking at his dad and saying, well, if you guys don't have the best of relationships, you're swooping in for this moment to try to look like, a great dad. I don't know how accurate that is. It was just out there.
Okay,
Monday morning.
He took a red eye.
Yeah.
He wanted to be there. There was no guarantee that his son was going to win, although the odds said he was going to.
Yeah.
And so he didn't make it known to his son, supposedly. And then he also wasn't the first to greet him. He hugged about 10, 15 other people, and then they spun him around, and they had a great hug. And so I don't know.
It's one of those things where it showed me
the background.
100%. It's just one of those things that it showed me that we live in this world where we just have to find a problem with everything. Not everybody's this way, but I just think we do this all the time. Like, we can't just leave the story for what it is, that this dad wanted to show up and support his son in a very, very cool moment. And then there's the digging deep in all this and calling out. And it's just like, do we have to do that all the time.
I mean, his dad had open heart surgery
right. That's what
several
I'm saying.
months
Like,
ago.
It can never be just a feel-good story, AR. We always got to dig a little deeper and find the negatives in something.
I mean,
it's crazy.
His mom dies of breast cancer. His dad's. I mean,
I know. I'm with you.
I don't honestly. That's the first I had heard of that. His mother had to help smooth things over between he and his dad.
Yeah,
it was a complicated relationship, as a lot of father-son relationships can be,
for sure.
Especially when you have a kid that's that successful. I don't know. They went through a lot of tragic events. Maybe it fractured the family a little bit, but I did not know that. They weren't on good terms.
It hits some people that way based off of what you just said about their, alleged history between the two of them. And
do you think it happened after he won the Open a few years ago that things went a little
I'm not
odd?
sure.
Okay.
I'm not sure. It's just headline reading by me. And that's probably bad by me, but I just saw that and then I saw some of the tweets out there that some people thought his dad was doing a little
for the big moment.
A little front running, if you will. But
yeah, I did not sense that. And I think he, not only did he have to beat that course somehow, he had to beat Scheffler on his heels, free swinging with, yes, did Scotty have pressure because he was close and he wants to win the Grand Slam on his 30th birthday. All the fans are wishing him happy birthday and all that. Yeah, I mean, I think he had to overcome a lot, Wyndham Clark, because we've talked about that. When you're leading by that much, yes, you'd rather be leading, probably, especially with a 6-shot lead. But that's a weird pressure, too.
Yeah.
The chaser just kind of freewheels.
It's funny because DeVere was filling in for you the other day, and he was telling a story about how when he started to feel that he could maybe break 90 or shoot right around 90, that he was even getting tight and in his own head. And just, random course where he's playing at not a major. But, yeah, it's something that we talked about a lot on this show is just how much pressure you deal with in that sport because it's you and you only. Yes, you have your caddy, but you got to deal with that and execute all those swings, hole in and hole out. And it can be a lot, and he handled it well.
Everything is unforced.
Yeah.
The ball's not moving. No one's pitching at you. And no one's, the fans are on you a little bit. But, yeah, as far as his dad swooping in after he won again and him getting $4.5 million, I did not sense that at all.
Didn't hit me that way either.
Yeah. But he said it was, he talked about it. He acknowledged Scotty and is like, but today is my day. It was a cool moment.
Yeah.
All right, we're going to come back. We got a lot to do today. We'll talk NBA draft. We'll get into some NFL news, the PGA Tour trying to revamp itself, and Jim Tressel with the ultimate honor. That's next. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Thinking about making the switch to hybrid or even all-electric? Germain Honda of Dublin has you covered. Explore the Honda hybrid lineup, including the Accord Hybrid, CR-V Hybrid, and Civic Hybrid. Or experience Honda's all-electric Prologue SUV. You'll get the efficiency you want, the reliability Honda is known for, and great offers available across the lineup. See why more Central Ohio drivers are choosing Honda electrified vehicles at Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road or online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
Grilling season starts now at Billiards Plus. Shop top-of-the-line grills and turn every cookout into a win. Then bring the fun inside with pool tables, shuffleboard, and more. Everything for the ultimate game room. Billiards Plus. Grills, games, and good times. Online or on Dublin Center Drive in Dublin.
3 decades, one family, and a simple promise to deliver a white glove customer experience every single time. Newman Roofing, locally owned, family operated, and proud to have earned 1,200 5-star reviews from families just like you. Call Newman Roofing today, 614-NEW-ROOF, or visit newmanroofing.com.
I need a small order of sheet metal to repair something in the shop. It's not much, but can you help me out?
At Metal Supermarkets, no order is too small.
Wait, really?
Yep.
What about small home projects?
Yep.
For a car I'm working on?
Yep.
Any kind of metal?
Yep.
Cut to size?
Yep.
With no minimum order?
Yep.
How about 1,000 cut pieces of aluminum flat bar?
Yep. Choose from over 8,000 types, shapes, and grades of metal in any quantity you need. And yes, we're serious. Any metal, any size, ready fast. Locally owned on Wilson Road.
Experience the adrenaline of Barrett Jackson in Columbus, June 25th to 27th at the Ohio Expo Center and State Fairgrounds. See hundreds of no-reserve collector cars cross the auction block and sell to the highest bidder. Take in the lively exhibitor marketplace. Engage with interactive sponsor displays and enjoy a wide selection of food and drink options. It's an exciting, high-octane event for fans of all ages. Advance tickets on sale now for the world's greatest collector car auctions at barrett-jackson.com.
Don't wait for your AC to break down in the summer heat. Call Columbus Worthington Air for a $69 air conditioning tune-up. An AC tune-up can improve efficiency to help save money on energy bills and prevent costly breakdowns. Trust the local experts for reliable service 7 days a week, backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Proudly serving Columbus homeowners for 90 years and counting. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible, but Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. J.P. Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
My name is Kylie. Me and my husband have 4 kids. Keeping them safe, it's my #1 priority. But it can also be really scary with my kids being on their devices. A parent should be in control of whatever their kids have on their phones. I support the App Store Accountability Act because I want the parents to be involved. It's the only bill that gives parents clear tools to protect our kids and requires a parent's approval for a young person to download an app. Parental approval is a no-brainer to me. It puts the initial safeguard in place so I can trust them. Real age verification and clear description of apps for parents would be really helpful. It seems ridiculous that the other bills let their kids enter their own ages. That's a terrible idea.
Parents know what's best for their kids. That's why the App Store Accountability Act is the only bill that requires parental approval for a teen to download an app.
The App Store Accountability Act will give parents more control. If you want to protect kids, put parents in charge.
Paid for by Ohio Women Lead Right.
The Fan has a secret radio station. It's called The Fan 2. You can listen to the Bob and Tom Show, Jim Rome, and Buckeye stuff. Why do they pay me big money to whisper? The Fan 2 is on the Fan's HD2 channel and streaming on the Fan app. You're welcome. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A sunshiny day for us today as daytime highs get into the upper 70s and then be very refreshing for us tonight with lows down into the 50s and mostly clear skies. For Wednesday, plenty of sunshine again and warmer. Daytime highs end up in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 weather impact forecast.
Common Man, a radio veteran, has a large hemorrhoid. Timmy Hall, a good, clean boy, moonlights as man's hemorrhoid. Common Man and Timmy.
Weekdays at 3.
The Fan.
You're listening to Rothman and the Icebreaker right here on 97.1. The Fanification.
It's a much better name. Better open. It's all there. The legend goes up into the Ring of Honor, Jim Tressel, and it was a roller coaster ride. You got to say it. There were some dips. There were some quick and awesome heights of his coaching career here at Ohio State. I was right there at the beginning with the hiring and the search. And I think this has not been talked about enough. People throw out the name Glenn Mason, but they don't really throw out the background of the audition. And what I mean by that is this. Glenn Mason was in his 4th year in 2000. And he's coaching a Gopher team that's 4-2, and Ohio State is top 10 in the country. And this is a guy who was on the staff at Ohio State, was a player at Ohio State. Like, you couldn't draw it up any better. And when people throw out it was either Glenn Mason or Jim Tressel, this is what they fail to tell you. They failed to tell you that if you were trying to sketch an audition, you would sketch it out exactly this way. That you get to come into the shoe with the Minnesota Golden Gophers, who haven't beaten Ohio State in 50 years or whatever it was. I mean, it was a long run.
A minute.
15, 16 in a row over the years. The fact that they also have an M on their helmet, like the whole deal, or an M attached to their name. But he was 50 years old. This was his big chance. I think it was right around 50 to come back. He used to come to the Memorial in the 90s. and sit on that perch. And we used to talk to him before our TV stuff, and there's Glenn Mason back in Columbus.
They're talking about the perch on 18?
Well,
Behind
it's
the green?
changed a
It's
little
changed?
bit.
Okay,
It's
okay.
to the right of the green. There was a
gotcha.
perch there
Okay.
where we did all of our live shots. And so he comes into Ohio Stadium at 4-2, and Ohio State, I think, is 6th ranked in the country. And he pulls off the unthinkable. He beats Ohio State in their own shop. This is a former player, a former coach for Ohio State, offensive line, linebackers, offense coordinator. As I said, played for them in the 70s. And he comes in and wins in the same season that they're probably going to make a change.
Lining up perfectly for him.
Like,
at that
what
moment.
else would you need to see?
Nothing.
He checks every box.
No doubt.
And the story kind of goes that a lot of the former players and guys who are rich in history and coaches were in his corner. Tressel had won AA championships in Youngstown, 4 of them, right? I think.
Yeah, yep.
Or 4 in a row, something like that. And Andy Geiger at the time the program was going through a weird time. You were had one foot in the academics. These are student athletes, and you want to be great as well. And people, when they talk to Tress, you do get blown away. And I think Geiger did. He checked a lot of the academic boxes. And he had won championships. And he was an Ohio guy. And he had the pedigree there. But this was an upset. Make no mistake about it. It was an upset. Because you can't mention Glenn Mason without mentioning what I just told you, which is the Buckeyes are 5-0. They're 6th ranked in the country. Here comes Minnesota. Yeah, they were on a little run. They had beaten Illinois. It was a top 25 team, but this was not supposed to happen. Death taxes, you beat Minnesota, especially at home. This was not supposed to happen, and he did it. And it was done. And I remember when I first got to the Fan, right around, well, it was 10 years later, but right around there, I had Glenn Mason on the show. And we never kept this interview, and it really pains me we never did.
It's
I don't
just
think
in
you
the
could
wind?
ever. Well, I don't know. You couldn't find it now if it was that long ago, 15 years ago.
Because TLC, you can go back, 4 years? What's our system go back to?
Actually, it just reset, so now it only goes back 1. So thank goodness we have some of the bites that we do.
Yeah.
Interesting.
1?
That's crazy, because we've grabbed some stuff over the last few months that are
What were we running out of gigabytes or something? Did we run out of memory?
I have no idea.
Wow. Why would we just go to 1?
That's tough.
I don't know if the website does it itself. I have no idea. But thank goodness that in my first year on the show, we got to recover stuff like this.
Nice, good to see you.
Yeah, see, and there's more context to that one, though. Don't you have the longer version of that one?
I'm sure that I do.
It's so funny because now there are people around the office that greet me that way.
I'm not sure who this is. Mary J. Blige?
No, that's not the one.
The one with Tress is awesome.
So that quick story is when we take the show to Gigi's for the shelter outing, Tress had shown up for a few years to be the ceremonial starter, and we had him on the show, and you, unfortunately, have never been to it. So whether I've had Fitoff or Scotty.
I think I did one Gigi's right when we had
Archie and Troy
Smith on. Yeah,
we had
I
Archie
did
and Troy.
one of them.
My
Yeah,
bad.
yeah.
Okay. But the 2 years Tress was on, you weren't there. So Tress hears the open of the show, and he just makes the assumption that who's ever sitting next to me is ice. Do you have the longer version?
I just found it. I'm transferring it from my file into the computer
take your
system.
time.
So
We got time. We got 2.5 hours. So
it'll be like 3 seconds.
So anyway, so they snapped the 16-game losing streak. The point of
We're playing it now.
We welcome you back. Second hour of the program. Rothman at Ice. Iceman out today. Jeff Fitoff in. I'm Anthony Rothman. And we're at the Gigi's Drive for Dogs golf outing here at Cumberland Trail Golf Club in the Cumberland Trail Bar and Grill in Pataskala. And one of my favorite people I've ever had a chance to cover here in my 3 decades at Ohio State. And it's a man who guided this program to a national championship, 6 Big Ten championships. You trying to add 10 more years to my life here?
3 or 4, Rothman. I wasn't
Yes,
sure.
no, we're closing in on 30.
Okay.
Not 40.
All right,
4 different decades.
That's
Well,
right.
yeah, 4 different decades. You're right. Yeah, it's the Rusty Stomp thing. Yeah, 4 different decades. You played 4 different decades. You're good.
My man, Jim Tressel. Good to see you.
Good to see you, Anthony.
Yes, thank you.
Nice, good to see you.
Yeah, yeah. All right, so where do we start?
I'm thrown. You're such a professional.
I'm thrown off.
Folks, Anthony Rothman is such a professional because in that moment, you
hysterical.
are on one hand dying laughing, but on the other hand realizing I got to keep this thing rolling.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna
Well,
go
the
all
great
in.
part is that Fitoff didn't correct him.
He snuck in a thank you.
Yes,
I forgot about you laughing.
Well, then he did it another year, and Fitoff said about his speech, you're going to be proud of these young people in the community, in the classroom. And he says to Tress on the air, he goes, man, that speech at St. John Arena was amazing. And Tress looks, and I look at him like, what are you talking about? And Tress looks at him and goes, how old do you think I am? It was at the Shot. Wasn't it St. John Arena?
Wrong venue. And to this day, folks, every single day, when Tim Hall walks in this building, he never says, what's up, Maddie, or it's Ice. Good to see you.
Yep.
So this is now taken off. It's a thing thanks to the sweater vest.
And so last year, I don't know if it would have been, it may have been some sort of like charity golf outing in Westerville, I believe, for you, but Tress was there. And we were going to start the show with him. So I can see these guys. It's him and it's Scotty Vegas out on remote, out on location. They're going to start the show with Tress. So he is sitting in
which we rarely do. We rarely start the show with a guest, but certain people,
for him,
you make the exception.
Right. So it fit into Jim Tressel's schedule that way. And so I'm looking at the camera. I got them in queue so I can hear them just to make sure that we have good connection with wherever they're at. And so I'm watching Jim Tressel shake Anthony's hand and then turn to Vegas as the theme music is playing when the big voice guy says, you're listening to Rothman and Ice. And he turns to Scotty Vegas
he's
and
really
says,
confused.
Yeah. He turns to Vegas and goes, oh, so you're Ice. And he's like, no, I'm Scotty Vegas. I'm just in for today.
He can never. Now it's like the Ian Fitzsimmons bit.
Yes.
Now we just have to keep this rolling. I can never introduce myself to Jim Tressel as Matty. I can't do it.
You can't do it.
Ice, you played.
Can't do it. But I was very pleased to see this. The Ring of Honor.
It's tremendous.
Paul Brown and Woody Hayes and now Jim Tressel.
Yep.
And like I said, there aren't a lot of people that a lot of times it's very cool when you get a guy who's a true Ohioan who bleeds it, who grew up with it. It's not imperative. It doesn't have to be that way. But when you do have one like him and how much it means. Remember, he used to sign the footballs, Yay, Ohio, just like Woody did. It wasn't just like Go Bucks. I'm sure he signed a few that way as well. But if you have a Tressel autograph somewhere, sometimes it is a Yay, Ohio on there, and then he signs his name. Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, I've always, obviously, you got to have a ton of respect for him and what he was able to do as a coach. One of the reasons why it was really cool to watch Tress growing up here was how he went about his business as a coach, right? Like a lot of times, especially in football, coaches like in movies are kind of played out to be the yeller and the screamer and the big tough guy and all that. Tress was obviously a tough guy, but he was kind of that soft-spoken guy, too, that could still find a way to get the best out of his guys and get those guys to play at a high level. And that, to me, I thought was always interesting, right? Because Urban came in here and did it a different way. There's no perfect way to go about it. Neither way is wrong or perfect on the other side. But Tress, to me, was that guy that was different amongst a whole bunch of other coaches in his style of coaching, to me, on the outside looking in and still being able to get through his guys and get those guys to ball out. A ton of respect for me in that way and just being different as a head coach.
So his name will go up in the Ring of Honor during the opener against Ball State on September 5th. We'll come back in 2 minutes. We'll shift gears a little bit to the Browns and a rumor. And the ultimate question, does this season specifically matter? Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Your next getaway is closer than you think at your Columbus Zoo. Baby elephants, playful tigers, hungry giraffes. Explore North America Trek and discover rescued bear cubs, eagles, and more. Plan your visit today at columbuszoo.org.
All the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
The AC stopped cooling. I'm melting in here. I need someone to come and make this hot air disappear.
In a flash, I'll be there to tame the desert air. I won't leave till you're nice and cool. You'll love how much we care. $100 off your cooling repair. Call 614-683-9911. Call the folks at Buckeye, night or day.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Great Lakes Hyundai. The savings are so good.
Get 0% financing for 60 months on new 2026 Tucsons. Only at Great Lakes, Columbus, or Dublin, or glakeshyundai.com. Approved A1 credit. Up to 30K finance only. Plus qualified rate. N76.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Dog friendly. And if you ain't down with that, this is Rothman and Ice.
So what I was going to say before we got sidetracked, the lost interview, the lost archive, the cold case was Glenn Mason coming on the show years and years ago and me asking him about that time because I covered it. And he finally, he admitted on the air to me, he goes, I've never said this publicly. And I go, all right, well, here we go. And he said, I had that job. I had the job. It was my job. And he goes, I had to, and people in my program knew I had the job. And he goes, I had to slither back to my team. Wow. And the rest is history. Tress comes in, goes up there with Tressel. They get it done. The run is on. And here we go. And the turnaround is happening. Because you got to remember the end of the Coop thing was tough. Players fighting each other. Guys 0.0 GPA. And like there were a lot of things. And it was just a rough time at the Outback Bowl. And then you have Ryan Brewer from Troy running over Ohio State. Like it was a perfect storm for a change. And that's where we are. But if Glenn gets that job, and I remember going over to Ron Masajowski's house, former Buckeye quarterback back in the day, and interviewing him about Glenn. Because there was a push. There was a push from former players to get him the job. And it just didn't penetrate because Ron was on the 68 champs, the 68 Softs. And you thought, this guy's got everybody in his corner he could ever need. Probably Archie, other guys. And Geiger gets the last vote, and he wants Tress, and away you go.
Love that. Would love to ask Glenn Mason, how long did it take you to get over that? Can you ever get over that type of situation? Because like you just said, he felt like he had it. He probably talked to his team, the decision makers up in Minnesota, to tell them, hey, guys, it's been a great run, but I'm moving on. I can't pass up on this opportunity. And then you get the rug ripped from underneath your feet at a program, a Mount Rushmore program in the sport. And like you laid out earlier, he had done everything that you could possibly do to get to that point, to look in the eyes of the decision makers here at Ohio State and say, you should believe in me, let's do this. And to have that ripped away from him, I don't know if I'd ever be able to get over that.
Well, guess what? He never really did professionally.
Yeah.
He never coached after that. He never, once he left Minnesota, 5 years, whatever it was.
It's gone.
That was it.
Yeah, it's gone. Popped back up.
He wasn't an old guy.
No, I think we saw him doing some stuff with the Big Ten Network maybe for a few years.
You're right.
I can remember when you and Bobby were doing the show. I think we had him on a couple times. We didn't really, go down that path. But, yeah, like for anybody, just think about, you have something in your mind that is a dream that you want to accomplish. and then you go down the pathway of checking off everything that you could possibly do to get this job or whatever it is, and then you get to the doorstep. Somebody tells you probably, hey, we're rolling with you, and then things change in the blink of an eye, and you don't get to go on and be a part of your dream job or a dream job. That's tough.
And get a chance at talent that you only ever really dreamed of.
Yeah.
And
that's a great point.
He won at Kansas, which was difficult to do.
Mm-hmm.
He built Minnesota up into something, had the ultimate audition, which I've mentioned. You couldn't have planned it any better. They carried him off the damn field here.
I'm glad you brought up that angle of it, because I have to imagine when you are a good coach at certain programs, there are only certain things that you can probably go to on a play sheet, because maybe your guys can't handle that at Minnesota. But you come down to Ohio State, and I can put this on the plate of a 5-star quarterback because he can handle it, and maybe this could expand what we do as an offense, defense, whatever it may be. Like, all of those things, I'm sure, are tough pills to swallow. If you're a guy like Glenn Mason and you found yourself in that situation, you watch another guy come in and do the things that Tress did.
Well, think about if you were a player at Ohio State in the 70s, and you're a coach in the 70s and a coach in the 80s, like the talent he saw as a player to coach over 15 years in Columbus. Yes, he had to leave and come back after he played. He came back to coach. But, yeah, I'm with you. I think that's the one that might have been. But the interesting part about it is one man's loss, another man's gain, and it turned out to be the right decision. Does Glenn win a title here? Who knows?
Who knows?
And we know that it was a wild time, that's for sure. So you guys were mentioning this to me, and I'm starting to lean in now towards – I remember when the Myles Garrett trade happened with the Browns, and I said to you guys, boy, this is probably not a good message to Shedeur. Because the question kind of becomes, if you feel like you have the franchise quarterback, then why trade the great defensive player? Meaning we're building around the young quarterback – we want to build around a talent. Myles is in his back of his prime still, and we think you're going to be the guy. And when we're good in 2-3 years, he'll still be good, and we'll have him. And I thought it sent a bad message to Shedeur, and maybe even, Deshaun, whatever. Deshaun's going to most likely play whatever he can play and then try to hook on somewhere else. I highly doubt they're not giving him a boatload more money, I doubt, unless he surprises. And it feels like this season has been more about looking at 2027 than it is trying to stay competitive in 26, certainly.
Yeah, I think the only thing that would for sure stamp them giving Deshaun Watson a new massive deal would be if he, I don't know, messes around as a Pro Bowler, All-Pro, then they have no choice. Because you can't tell your fan base, we had a quarterback play under center for us for an entire year, be one of the best in the sport, and we're not going to re-sign him. I don't think that's going to be the case, though. And so yesterday, when you were out, Tony Rizzo up at ESPN Cleveland, who's obviously around the Brownies and all of that, on his show, threw out this take.
There are talks, ongoing calls about the availability of Shedeur Sanders. The Browns, for whatever reason, don't think he's the guy. That's my opinion. And I'm sure they'll say, what are you talking about? He's in a quarterback battle. Okay. But I'm going to say right now, for the record, I don't think the 4 quarterbacks are going to camp on July 28th. I don't. Nothing is imminent, but the calls are being made. And I think it's probably in the best interest of both parties here.
How do you feel about that?
So I don't necessarily disagree with him on that something could happen. His last statement was a little odd. They'd be quitting on him pretty fast. What would be the reason to move on from him now, and what could you get for him, and why wouldn't you see what he has?
He started, the final 5 to 7 games, whatever that was last year. I don't think they have the answers yet to really what he is. I think that would be a very, very big mistake to move on now. Actually, let me back off that. I don't know if it's a very, very big mistake. I just think when you have a guy that did have some flashes last year, see what he's got for a whole nother year. How many games you deem necessary to find out the information that you need? Fine. But trading him right now doesn't make much sense to me. One, you're not going to get a whole bunch of return back. What are you getting back? A 5th, 6th round pick for a guy right now that hasn't done much in the league.
But what's the motivation to trade him?
The only thing that I could think of are non-football things.
See, I think of one football thing. Get as bad as you can. 2027 is the year, and if Deshaun doesn't work out or gets hurt again and they didn't have Shedeur, they'd have to go to whom?
Dylan Gabriel or Taylon Green.
Taylon Green. Like, honestly, the only reason to really trade him, and it's really not a good reason, is that you think he's good enough to win you a few games you don't want to win.
I think that's fair.
Stupid.
The only other thing that I could think of is that Todd Monk and Andrew Berry, they want to get off this train, this Shedeur Sanders media train. I know that because I'm with you. We're searching for answers here, and that's the only thing that I can think of is that they think what comes along with him is some type of distraction or whatever.
But he's actually done a pretty good job at circling that back. Yes, in the beginning, TLC has, these are the bites that will never go away. He has them. I'm fitted for a gold jacket.
He does.
Imagine what an offseason, like the whole deal.
But you and I both know he can push all that stuff to the side and it can still be a story and it can still be loud with every single thing that he does. Again, I don't think they should do this. I think both Deshaun and Shedeur should get some type of playing time this year, and then you clear the deck for next offseason, whatever that looks like.
This 1 week of practice. So imagine you know what a full offseason look like.
All right, so the only reason to trade him would be this. Would be if somebody like the Jets or the Cardinals, somebody calls you up and makes you an offer you can't refuse. Yeah. That would be it. Not to just get back what they spent on
And
him.
I don't think they're getting an offer back they can't refuse.
His line of that there are talks, ongoing calls about the availability of him, okay, that may be from the outside. That may be not what Cleveland is even thinking.
Yeah.
So this may be a one-sided thing that, okay, the phones rang. Maybe the Browns want that out there a little bit, that we got a guy people want. Maybe there is some excitement around him.
A lot of people want to see me fail, and that ain't going to happen.
Is Dusty May official yet? It's got to be close, right?
Very close. Very close.
I'll give you my... it's not an outlandish theory, but it's one I was thinking of yesterday when this happened. Give that to you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan.
The sound of Paul Keels calling a Buckeye game is erotic.
Oh, yes.
Your home of the Buckeyes, the Fan, Ohio sports destination.
Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. Increase flexibility, strength, and endurance. Breaking 100, 90, even 80 could be just 40 pounds away. Results this summer with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
Every time you pull onto a job site, your name pulls in with you. That's why the pros trust Bobcat equipment. Buy the machine you're proud to run, backed by the crew that's been serving the industry since 1975. That's 50 years of showing up, long after you receive the keys. Bobcat Enterprises is here for you with 9 locations serving Ohio, Kentucky, and Indiana. On every job, you deserve a team that stands behind you. Visit bobcatent.com to learn more.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
Getting a little older doesn't have to mean, well, getting older. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health. And if you're feeling low energy, can't sleep, can't lose weight, are struggling with brain fog, or your sex drive is off, it's time to change it up. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical strategies featuring TRT, GH peptides, NAD+, GLP-1s, and more treat low T and other hormonal issues to help you shed pounds, have more energy, enhance your body composition, improve sleep, increase your sex drive, and so much more, getting you back in the game again. So don't be older. Be stronger in the gym. Be sharper at work. Be better in the bedroom, and be more confident in every part of your life. So call us today and find out how our advanced treatment strategies could change the game for you. Your first visit is just $99 and includes blood work and a medical consult. And if you start on one of our advanced treatment plans on the day of your appointment, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com.
Feature therapies are compounded and have not been evaluated nor approved by the FDA. Provider prescription required. See website for details.
There's this thing repair people do nowadays.
Mapo's Plumbing.
Sure. We do have a dispatch fee. It's $1 zillion.
A dispatch fee, a trip charge, going out to your house bill.
Bippity Bing Bong Electrical. Our trip charge is a nice new car.
But not Apex Pros, the pros who knows. When you call Apex for repairs on your AC, plumbing, or electric, there's no dispatch fee.
Thank you for calling Apex Pros. Why would we? Kinda silly to ask for money before we do anything, isn't it?
We give you an upfront price only after we know what's really going on. We think it's the right thing to do, instead of...
Slappy's AC, electric, plumbing, dry cleaning, haberdashery, and chiropractic. Of course we charge to come out. $1 kajillion, 3 diamond rings, and 2 exotic pets.
Apex Pros. Never a dispatch fee. Examples of competitive rates may have been slightly exaggerated.
Columbus loves Apex Pros. The pros who knows. ApexPros.com.
Forever starts with the perfect diamond. Hi, it's Alex Johnson from the Diamond Cellar, and for over 78 years, our family has helped generations of couples celebrate love with brilliance, quality, and unbeatable prices. At Diamond Cellar, bigger diamonds and better prices are our promise to you. Whether you're popping the question or upgrading your sparkle, trust the experts. Because diamonds, they're our forte. Visit us at Diamond Cellar on Sawmill Road or at Easton Town Center and learn more at diamondcellar.com.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Bishop and Friends.
You felt completely safe dropping your kids off. Like, my parents didn't even hesitate to drop me off at Holiday Village Mall in Great Falls, Montana for 6 hours.
Bishop and Friends, sponsored by Diamond Cellar.
Weekdays from 9 to noon on The Fan.
The Fan Guest Hotline is sponsored by Ohio Heating and Bryant. Doing whatever it takes to keep you and your home comfortable. The Fan.
Hitting a hole in one into your ear hole. Ew. This is Rothman and Ice.
All right, this one hit on the Richter scale a little bit. Dusty May going to the pros after winning a title. And he launched his career, I guess you want to say, I don't even know if launched. He just was part of being a student manager under Bob Knight.
Yeah.
Like so he was the grunt work guy. He was the errand boy. Just go do,
I think I was reading those.
Filming practices.
Bringing Bob donuts and stuff every morning.
He did laundry.
Yeah.
Like,
he was grinding.
He was the water boy. And that's right. And this was back in the day where, it was VHS and, note cards and all that stuff. And he graduated from Indiana in 2000 with a degree in journalism. And he had some stints as a video coordinator and assistant. Came back to be a video coordinator at IU and went to UAB, FAU, in Michigan, and we know the story. Mm-hmm. So there are two things here. The first thing I thought of that maybe his dream one day is to coach Indiana basketball. And now that he was at Michigan, he could never really do that because he could never leave Michigan to go to Indiana. He just couldn't. I don't think he could really, if he was successful at Michigan, it wouldn't make any sense. Like, he really, unless he got fired, and then why would Indiana hire a fired coach? But maybe they would. Like, I never felt like that was a move that he could make. And I kind of looked at it like the Fickle move with Wisconsin. Like, if he's so good at Wisconsin, he'll stay. And if he's not good at Wisconsin, why would Ohio State want him?
Would have to guess that would be packaged up in the form of his history at Indiana. That's the only way you sell that. Because to your point,
conference, Maddie, it's so difficult.
It felt like it was headed in Michigan is that he was going to be able to sustain a pretty safe floor up there. Was he going to be winning natties and going to the Final Four every year? Probably not. But it felt like he was on his way to making Michigan a real force. And so leaving them to go to Indiana, outside of him being an alum and the Bob Knight stuff, like, that's the only thing that you can sell that I think would win some people over. But when you get to the basketball part of it, it probably wouldn't have made much sense. And then AR, he would probably have sold us on, I'm going to bring guys with me that are going to get this thing rolling right away, the way that I did leaving FAU to go to Ann Arbor. It's the only thing I can think of.
I guess you could.
Yeah.
I'm an Indiana boy. I was born in Terre Haute. This was the dream job. And so my theory yesterday was that he goes to the pros. Good time to go. Cash in on your title. Mm-hmm. I don't know where the money's going to be, but the money in college, I mean, it's not much Michigan probably wouldn't have been able to find to keep him. Mm-hmm. So he could have leveraged this against Michigan if he wanted to. So the first thing that went into my mind was, this is the long way home. This is the long way home. That he can go to the pros. Now, if he makes it, great. Successful NBA coach. Not a lot of guys have been from college to the pros. It just doesn't relate as much. The game has changed, and maybe it is more college-y, a lot of shooting, a little running, gunning, like maybe different. You don't have bigs playing with their back to the basket all the time. It's like it's a different game.
Yeah, Billy Donovan's done some solid things in the league, but he's never really been in the mix as far as every year you're worried about a Billy Donovan-led team in the NBA.
Yeah, so he can go there, step away, go to the pros, and if it works, great. If it doesn't, when Indiana fires DeVries or whenever this happens, he can then come back. Yeah. And it's easier to come back when you've had a stop in between. Because, as I said, this is my first knee-jerk reaction, that he could never leave Michigan. If the Indiana job opened in 2 years, 3 years, that he wouldn't leave Michigan to stay in conference to go to Indiana. I just didn't see it. Maybe you're right. Maybe he could have, if things started to go bad at Michigan, he could maybe talk his way out, and maybe the fan base would be like, go ahead. You can have him. Yeah. Who knows? And then I started reading about this transfer portal stuff, and that maybe he is getting out while the getting's good. I don't know this, that there's a tampering scandal that may come up for them, that he basically got his entire roster by using the portal and getting to the title, which a lot of schools are trying to do, bring in new players. Unless you can get a true one and done to the NBA, you're probably not taking a ton of freshmen the way the old school was. And people are calling this out as that he is pulling a Pete Carroll. He is pulling a
Jim Harbaugh.
Yeah. And that before they get presented with this notice of allegation of this 2025 tampering scandal, where you possibly vacate wins and whatever. Now, could he navigate this? Probably. Yeah. They have a title, unless they're taking a title away.
And even then,
I guess everything's been bought and paid for at this point, but you would pay a price for that.
You would. Yeah. I think he maybe would have pushed through that if that were the case. We'll see how severe those penalties are, if there are any penalties that do come down. I did stumble into a story last night from CBS Sports, and Matt Norlander's the writer over there, does some college basketball stuff, and he wrote a piece, AR, about how the grind was getting to Dusty May just a little bit. When it comes to what you talked about in the recruiting and the re-recruiting of your own guys, and one of the quotes in the story is, and this is Matt Norlander speaking, I remember how May stopped texting and looked up to him. And he's talking about he's in his office after winning a national championship and how he wasn't really enjoying winning a national championship because he immediately had to move on to the recruiting. And he said, he asked May, do you think you'll be coaching Michigan in 3 or 4 years? And he said, quote, no, I can't see myself doing this for too much longer. Okay. So at the even right after winning a natty, AR, these coaches are now faced with this kind of grind. And I do think that can be real in the story as well. He talks about literally being in his office, getting a call from a player coming through the portal to commit to Michigan, and then the agent got involved, and that player no longer is committed to Michigan. He is now playing elsewhere. So if you want to believe that, that's just what one story that I saw out there is that Dusty May had an eye on the NBA. Now he gets to check that box. You get to coach up Cooper Flagg. I think you definitely bring up an interesting angle of a bridge back to college basketball if he is going to need that. But it does sound like that the grind was wearing on him just a little bit.
I could see it. I could also see the long way home being when college basketball and college sports gets their act together. That he could go to the pros for however many years, and if college basketball actually becomes something that resembles collegiate athletics again, that maybe that would be the time that he could come back home and bookend his career.
Yeah.
If the NIL framework and everything that kind of all these different state laws and all the transfer eligibility rules and establish all that he could go away for a while. And then and there'd be the big if, that he would want to come back. And if he did want to come back, would that job even be available if he wanted it?
And life might be so good with Cooper Flagg that he says, I'm good on college basketball for forever.
Absolutely.
He's looking like that type of player.
The guy we should ask of this is Dallin Cuff, college basketball analyst. He used to be a captain at Columbia. We'll have him on top of the hour. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
A lot of hosts have been on our airways in the past 30 years. Some good, some bad, some really bad. Anyway, sorry for that. The Fan.
Spring cleanings when homes get a new twinkle in their eye,
a new spring in their step,
a new color in their cheeks.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK. We'll be there before you hang up the phone.
When that shiny truck from 1-800-GOT-JUNK arrives at your house,
it's a sign of a new beginning,
a clean start,
a breath of fresh air.
When your home feels clean and happy,
the people inside feel clean and happy too.
We make junk disappear.
All you have to do is point.
Call 1-800-GOT-JUNK
or visit us at 1-800-GOTJUNK.com.
This 4th of July week, Championship Golf takes center stage in Columbus. From July 2nd through 5th, the 46th U.S. Senior Open Championship comes to Scioto Country Club, where legends of the game meet hallowed grounds that don't play favorites. Feel the energy, the tradition, and the pressure of championship golf at its finest. Be there for every moment. Tickets are available now on SeatGeek.
From the FIFA World Cup to competitive business environments, grand ambitions lead to game-changing achievements. At Bank of America, we're there to support businesses at every step, providing insights and expertise to help you gain an edge.
He shoots, he scores!
What would you like the power to do? Explore winning business solutions at BofA.com/gamechangers. Bank of America, official bank of the FIFA World Cup 2026.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
My husband's an animal in bed.
Well, you know.
Not in the fun way. Think warthog. With a chainsaw.
Snoring and sleep apnea affect over 90 million people, and 1 out of 4 couples sleep in separate rooms. Advent can help. We've been your one-stop solution for nasal congestion, snoring, and sleep apnea for over 20 years. Unlike many other practices, we focus exclusively on these conditions, so you get comprehensive care under one roof. Advent's unique approach can help you breathe and sleep better, and many avoid a CPAP. Plus, most insurance is accepted for our effective 20-minute in-office treatments.
Hey, the only animal you want in your bed is your dog.
Advent. Sleep better. Sleep together. Learn how you can improve your life at adventknows.com.
Veterans and active duty service members, when your call to service ends, your mission doesn't have to. Go from GI to IT in just a few months at My Computer Career. Prepare for a high-demand career in cybersecurity, protecting people, systems, and institutions from real cyber threats. Cyber warriors are needed now. Will you answer the call? Go to mycomputercareer.edu/CWP to learn more. That's mycomputercareer.edu/CWP, an elite CompTIA certification partner. VA education benefits are available to those who qualify. apply.
Save big money on your next project when you shop at Menards. Mastercraft has been making high-quality doors for over 50 years. Add beauty and security to your home with a new front door. Shop our in-stock selection or customize your door your way. Available in 7 days or less. Save big on Mastercraft doors. Plus, view our weekly flyer on Menards.com for all the great deals happening now.
Save big money at Menards.
Join T-Bone and Tyvis mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tyvis Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tyvis. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon, I'm Tyler Danberg. Former Ohio State head coach and current Lieutenant Governor Jim Tressel will be enshrined into Ohio Stadium's Ring of Honor September 5th as the Buckeyes welcome in Ball State. He's the first to be inducted since quarterback Troy Smith in 2014. The NBA draft starts tonight from Brooklyn with round 1 at 8, then round 2 Wednesday at 8. ESPN's latest mock has Washington taking BYU's A.J. DeBanzo with the top pick, then Kansas's Darren Peterson to Utah at 2, and Duke's Cam Boozer to Memphis at 3. Per reports, the Trailblazers are hiring Timberwolves lead assistant Mike Nori as their next head coach. His deal's for 1 year with team options for the next 2 seasons. CBS Sports' John Rothstein reported former Michigan head coach Dusty May's new deal as Mavericks head coach is for 5 years. This update sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com. Breaking sports news when it happens right here on The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Finding the sweet spot between the over and the under. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Top of the hour. Continuing our conversation about Dusty May. And, I mean, there are a lot of levels to this, right? I mean, there's got to be some conspiracy theorists that maybe something's coming down the pike at Michigan. Not too good. Who knows? My wild theory is that maybe he'll take the long way home to Indiana once college basketball figures itself out. Now, if everything works in the pros, he'll be there forever. He's a young coach. He's 49. I've actually thought he was a lot younger. He looks younger. He plays to a young crowd. But maybe the state of college basketball is going to drive out coaches, just like it probably kept some football coaches out of football. Urban Meyer, Nick Saban, but those guys were way advanced in their careers. But the man we want to talk to about it is our friend Dallin Cuff. He's the college basketball analyst, TNT and USA Sports, and we've got him here. He's the former captain of Columbia. My man, it's good to have you back.
Good to be back. I like your update there. I was unaware. I consider myself politically astute, but I was unaware that Jim Tressel was the lieutenant governor, so I feel educated after hearing that. Also, I want to get into Dusty. Just ask me your Dusty May question, because I thought your intro was interesting with the allusion that there may be something coming down the pipe. So just fire away.
Okay, so it's like putting you on Let's Make a Deal. Like, we have 3 curtains, right? And the 3 curtains would be, 1, he always dreamt of being a pro coach. This is too good to be true. Even though I won a title at Michigan, I can go out on a high note and go and get Cooper Flagg, and man, this couldn't be any better. That's curtain number 1. The second curtain would be, all right, in putting together this championship roster, maybe he had to tamper a little bit and something's coming Michigan's way, and he's trying to get ahead of that. And then the third one is kind of a combo platter of, Indiana's going to be my ultimate college job. Maybe one day that'll be open again. And if the pros don't work out, it's a long way home instead of trying to do the weird thing, which would be to leave Michigan to stay in conference and go to IU. Those are your 3 curtains.
Door number 4? No, I'm not giving you door number 4, which I wholeheartedly believe for you.
Okay.
Being a college basketball coach sucks. How about that?
Well, I started with is it driving him out?
The life you're living right now, these guys are living, is not an enjoyable existence. It used to have an off season. Used to have your family had to go through enough just to be there during the season and then recruiting times. This never stops. I'm not kidding you. They won a championship. I'm walking out with one of the assistants. He's my guy. We're chatting after the game. He was heading onto a Zoom in 6 minutes. They just won the title. We're talking within an hour. That celebration is over. We're on to next year. That's not a fun way to live, man. And if you can change that existence and you're worried about NIL and donors and the sustainability of the model and what's coming next, you're asking Congress for help. Or you can just go to the NBA at 49 once you've accomplished everything you want in college. He took a mid-major team to a Final Four. He won a national championship with a traditional power in the sport, returned them to their glory where they belong. I know I'm on a Columbus station, but let's be real. That's a very good program with a lot of history. He's done that. How about I get to go to the NBA where all I do is coach and get paid millions of dollars? And I got a 5-year guarantee. And at the worst, if it doesn't work out, I'm in my early 50s, and I would have to go back to college where they'd pay me, again, $6 to $10 million a year. We know what the market will look like then. $6 to $10 million a year for my services, again, in my mid-50s, if I want to do that. And this makes complete sense to me. Every single coach I talk to, if they didn't have to do it this way, they wouldn't do it. If they could have a door out, and especially at an age where it's like, all right, what else can I do? Why do you think Jay Wright left for a reason? Tony Bennett left for a reason. Those guys were, it wasn't what else would I do? It's, all right, what else can I do? I've already won enough, and I'm tired of this crap, and I've made enough money. Let me go explore what else is out there. And for Dusty, what else is out there for him at 49 is let's check the NBA. Yeah. Let's see what's out here. But all I can do is just be a coach instead of all the other crap that is 365, 24/7. It doesn't exist in the NBA. It's other stuff, but it's just about basketball, by and large, and man management of dudes with huge egos. That's okay.
Yeah, definitely hear that and definitely understand a lot of what you said there. So now let's get your thoughts on where Michigan goes from here. It sounds like Mike Boynton Jr. is maybe going to step in and be the guy to take over this thing. But the impact now for Michigan in the Big Ten and beyond, where do you think they're headed now?
I love Mike, man, and I love that. When Dusty put together that staff, I was like, whoa, this is a really good staff. And bear in mind, if Mike Boynton doesn't get kind of hosed with the Oklahoma State decision that he wasn't even part of, it was the previous coaching staff that they couldn't make the tournament the year Cade Cunningham was there. He's probably still at Oklahoma State. If they make that tournament, maybe they make a little bit of a run there, helps their recruiting, helps their what was becoming the NIL world we were going to live in. He may still be a Cowboy, but that doesn't happen. They have some down years, and he's pushed out of the situation. He is an ideal candidate to come in here and run this thing. He obviously was there helping them build it last year. He's a great coach, a great communicator, a young guy, relates to dudes, and a good X's and O's dude. Like this, it's a perfect scenario, and I do kind of like the fact that you can put the interim tag on him. That's fine if they already did that, and see how this year. I would be shocked if they try to force somebody else in there right now. But see how he plays out this year. I think he's going to succeed. The roster's set up to succeed, and he'll be off and running, I would think, as Michigan's next head coach, and that's a great situation for him. I think it's a great situation for Michigan. You have to continue to contribute to, maintain your resources and continue to perform at a high level. But you're not judged on winning championships every year, but I think they're going to compete, and he's the right guy to lead the team.
And on the other side of that, let's talk about Dusty May's fit in Dallas, right? Because as you know, Cooper Flagg's there. They're picking in the top 10 tonight in the NBA draft. When you look at where the West is, where Dallas is at the moment, do you like this marriage of Dusty May and Cooper Flagg out of the gate?
Yeah, and he's a really good coach. He's a basketball mind. This is what modern coaching is. You don't have a system. You don't have it has to be this way. You look at the pieces you have and you figure it out. And as talented as that team was this year, when you remember looking back at the beginning of the year, I'm like, how are they going to play these three bigs together? How's Lenneborg? How's Johnson? How's Mara going to play together? They don't quite look that good defensively, especially early when Mara went out and they went to Johnson at the 5. They were better. It took time, but they eventually worked this thing out by which they were maximizing their defensive capabilities, maximizing their offensive capabilities, dealt with the loss of a key player, a key guy off the bench late in the season, and still won that thing going away. And I think you will look at who you draft. And I believe they have a pick. I think they have 2 first-round picks, actually. I think it's late. I think 30 they can have as well, to look and say, okay, like, what do we have here? And once you get in there and in the system and you start to actually work out with guys and you build your staff, you figure out what is the best way to succeed. And I do think you build, just like when pro guys come to college, you want some college guys on your bench. You would surround yourself with guys that are in the pro game. I know he loves the pro game. I know he's a basketball junkie that watches the NBA all the time. It's not like anything's new to him, but you want guys that know the ins and outs of it, the logistics of it. Some of the lifestyle stuff will help him as well, and then help him manage some of the players through the process. So it's not like they have to be this way or they're going to play this way. I think he's going to look and see, all right, here's what I have at my disposal. What makes us the best way to compete for 82 games a year and sets us up potentially for playoff success? And what does that look like? I can't tell you right now, but we'll know as we get into the season, and he will adjust for the early part of the year, because you can have things on paper, you can have things in preseason, but not until you get in games and you start to understand what works, what's not working, especially the NBA level. What are my rotational situations? And you're going to take way more L's than you ever did in college, and nobody loses their mind. You're just going to move on to the next game.
Down Cuff with us, college basketball analyst, TNT, USA Sports, former Columbia basketball captain. He's on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. Is there a lot of intrigue at top here? Peterson was very hit and miss at Kansas in his first year, and there were some competitive red flags, maybe some health red flags, some want-to red flags. Kind of flipped the switch a little bit in the tournament, but where are you on the criticism about missing games? He was sidelined for a lot of games due to a lot of different things. Is that ancient history, or is that going to hurt him tonight, being the number one pick?
Yeah, I think the hay's in the barn here, guys. I think it's already, kind of been – we've seen what played out this course of this year, and whether it was the cramping stuff he talked about later, I think his PR team and the people around him did not do a good job of communicating some of these issues early on to really understand what was going on. It just seemed very strange. To your point, then the question didn't become physical. It became a mental question. And it was late in the year. He gave an interview to Myron Metcalf from ESPN and was very still kind of guarded in that. And it wasn't until recently that he started to talk more about some of the health issues. And that's fine. But I think when you look at that comparative to AJ Debonsa, who is a different player. I mean, Peterson's a shot creator on the outside, elite scorer, I think can be a great two-way player. AJ is more downhill. He's more attacking the rim. He's an explosive athlete. He also is a very good two-way player. He needs to develop more of an outside shot. But when you're looking at these things and you're kind of splitting hairs, I think that both of them have maybe the highest ceiling in the draft. But who do you feel more comfortable to bring in your franchise right now? Also, what do you need a little bit? I mean, Trae Young opted out, but it seems like he is going to still re-sign. Rumors have it with the Wizards. They need more downhill attacking scoring. So at some point, if you look at it from the mental questions you have, maybe the physical questions, also the fit, to me, it all says it's going to be Debonsa. Beyond what you read and people, talking about different things. I think Peterson's situation, he still can have a great NBA career, but I still think there's going to be some questions. I think Cam Boozer's kind of lost in this because Cam has the highest floor, but maybe slightly lower ceiling than those guys. Like his IQ, his effectiveness, his production, his pedigree, it's all there. And the dude has won at every level he's been at. And barring a crazy, last-second shot for UConn, he may have been the national champion and riding in here being a national champion, given what happened at the tournament. But he didn't quite achieve that, but everything else he's won. So, I mean, that guy's like a great spot for whoever takes him, whether it's the Jazz or he goes 3. I think this is a situation where you kind of can't lose with Cam Boozer. So your initial question is, I don't think you're going to lose with Peterson, but I think we still have questions given what we saw the last 9 months.
No doubt. Good stuff, my man. Always appreciate your time and insight. Be well. We'll ring you back soon.
All right, be well.
Thanks. Down Cuff, college basketball analyst here on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline.
I know we've been talking a lot about Dusty May. The Dallas Mavericks on the clock at 9. There are 3 Michigan guys that I think are in the mix there, whether it's Morris Johnson or Mara or Yaks. Like, we know the guys that were elite for them, and they're going to be available for Dusty May to pair with Cooper Flag, Kyrie, and the crew down there. So, yeah, that'll be fun to watch outside of the top 5, which is supposed to be pretty elite. But Dallas at 9 and how Dusty May wants to start his tenure in Dallas is going to be, for me, must-see TV tonight. Because I think he's going to grab one of his Michigan guys.
I think it's a lock.
One of the 3.
Yeah, which one?
Right.
I guess if I had to guess, I'd say Lendeborg, but it's in play.
I just
for
feel
sure.
like that's going to happen, yeah.
All right, we're going to come back. And Milwaukee loses their superstar. Did they choose the right deal? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Whatever you're doing right now, just know that Bo Bishop is enjoying a sip of bourbon. Even if this promo is playing in the morning, no judgment.
Sweet morning drinking.
The Fan.
Hey, it's Austin Ward. Listen to The Beat with Austin and Byrne, now powered by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing. Get the latest Buckeye news, insights, and unbeatable analysis every day. Don't miss a moment. Stream The Beat with Austin and Byrne, sponsored by the Waterworks and Header Heating, Cooling, and Plumbing.
How many of you have had your garage floor done? I'll wait for the answer. Yeah, that's enough. How many of you think it looks like crap? That's because it is crap. One quick call to Comer & Cross Concrete Floor Coatings at 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, and they can install a gleaming new Comer & Cross garage floor in one day. A Comer & Cross garage floor is the gold standard. It's like pulling into a new car showroom every night. And here's the best part. It is guaranteed your garage floor will never chip, crack, or show tire lift like epoxy or paint. ever. And listen, you lazy bum, they'll even take the stuff out of the garage for you. They're all certified uniform pros. No subcontractors at Comer and Cross. This is a premier product with premier results, and they hired a premier endorser to tell you about it. For your quick and easy Comer and Cross garage floor quote, call 1-800-NEW-FLOOR now. That's 1-800-NEW-FLOOR, or go to comercross.com, COMER cross.com.
For over 78 years, our family's been part of your love stories. At Diamond Seller, we offer bigger diamonds, better prices, and timeless designs for every chapter of your life. From your first yes to your forever I do, trust the jeweler who knows diamonds best. Visit Diamond Seller today.
Hi, I'm Patty, founder of Awesome Tex. I started with a big idea to give old clothes a new life by turning them into recycled fibers and threads. Everyone told me that this was going to be impossible. But Chase for Business believed in me. They gave me a lot of guidance from the beginning.
Get financial guidance from bankers in the Columbus community and convenient digital tools all in one place. Learn more at chaseforbusiness.com. Make more of what's yours. Real customers compensated. JP Morgan Chase Bank, N.A. member FDIC.
I'm Jeff Hogan. I've been a journalist at 10 TV for more than 20 years. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to speak up, or lend a hand. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
No one plans to get into an accident, but when it happens, we strive in making life easier for you. This is Justin Hinderer. The Hinderer Motor Company Collision Center is ICAR certified and certified by many manufacturers to provide the best quality repair available. All of our repairs come with a lifetime warranty. We have our own 24/7 towing service so you never have to wait. Plus, we offer on-site rental cars for every lifestyle. At Hinderer Motor Company, we love what moves you.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is fast for cash. Call today for an all-cash offer on any of your properties, and we can close within days at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Do you own a property that's outdated and needs thousands of dollars in repairs? Great, I'll buy it. 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. Would it be convenient for you if you could simply take what you want and leave the rest behind? Great, I'll buy it. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, foreclosures, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Call today and speak with me, John Kozik, for an all-cash offer and the help you need. At 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000, TurboTrackRealty.com.
Common Man and Timmy.
You're eating a thorax.
I hear that's the most delicious and crunchy part.
The thorax?
Save the thorax for me, Clark.
Common Man and Timmy Afternoons on the Fan is sponsored by the Hinderer Motor Company.
Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A sunshiny day for us today as daytime highs get into the upper 70s and then be very refreshing for us tonight with lows down into the 50s and mostly clear skies. For Wednesday, plenty of sunshine again and warmer. Daytime highs end up in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
The radio couldn't contain us, so we've taken over YouTube. Catch Morning Juice weekday mornings at 6 by searching 971 The Fan. Do it.
Truth of the matter is, you're listening to Rothman and Ice on 97.1 The Fan.
All right, so why did these things happen at midnight?
You know, it's so funny you mentioned that.
Why are they up so late? They're usually up early.
I remember vividly, and you'll remember this, when Kawhi Leonard and Paul George both went to the Clippers. That broke at like 2 a.m. because I remember waking up on my couch with NBA TV on. Because at the time it was, are they going to join LeBron with the Lakers and all that? And it was just, you know, the whole private plane tracking. And we're doing all that crazy stuff. And then I wake up on my couch at 2 a.m. on NBA TV and I see the news broke then.
Well, so that makes sense because it's a West Coast thing.
But even then,
this is East
2 a.m. It's crazy. But yeah, to your point yesterday, some late night business going down in the National Basketball Association.
So I guess it was always going to be the Heat. I know that Boston made a move here, and I don't even know if Jaylen Brown would want to go there, but
I think he's ready to be the guy somewhere else. We talked about it, AR, like the comments he made about last season being his favorite season in the NBA. That told me everything I needed to know about Jaylen Brown, because his career includes a championship and a finals MVP. And the guy that is supposed to be your road dog and Jason Tatum wasn't there, and you're telling the world, yeah, when that guy wasn't here, that's when I was having the best time of my life. It'd be like if you and I accomplished, the ultimate radio show in the sports world, and you want a break for, a couple months for whatever reason, and you heard me say, those 2 months, those are the best times of my life doing radio.
I heard you said it yesterday.
I did not say it. But imagine if I said that. You would be like, that's interesting. And then some people would think, I guess maybe Matty Ice wants to do the show without Anthony Rothman.
You'd have to get some context with it, right?
I didn't need any other context but that. He told me everything there. Everything. He doesn't want to play with Tatum anymore. He wants to have his own team. So I think he would have been on board with this.
All right. Yeah, I mean, there were some signs that suggested that he didn't, but that's all right. They faced reality. Listen, I think Milwaukee probably chose the right thing. I mean, he's got $183 million left on his current deal, and you got to make sure he's really, really happy that he wants to be there. Like, you can't go through that again. Like, if Milwaukee traded for him, if they went with the Boston deal and they got him, and he was like, then he becomes a little bit of a malcontent who has a ton of money. Then, like, what did we do?
Milwaukee right now, I think, got everything out of the Giannis experiment that you possibly could. You're a small market team that got a hold of a superstar, and you won a championship with him, and it was just time. And I would have loved to see the Boston deal go down. The Miami deal's fine. I think they did okay. That being the Bucks in this, but just Jason Tatum and Giannis Antetokounmpo would have been amazing basketball to watch. We've seen the Heat do this before, where they get superstars of this caliber to come down to the 305, and they've got a good history, AR, of making this work.
I agree with you. I would have loved to have seen him. I mean, I guess the average basketball fan wouldn't have wanted him in Boston, although Miami's not much better because they've had a good history too. Like, I loved him in a small market. Loved it. It was awesome. I know it can't last forever. He needed to go, and that's okay. Maybe they can rebuild through this trade. And they got what they wanted. You're right. The whole fear of the deer, like it was real. And he gave like this random review of Boston coach Joe Mazzulla, right? Yeah. During that interview with the Milwaukee Journal. And the timing seemed really good, almost coincidental, as if he was letting everyone know that the Celtics would be very smart to come after him. And they did. And they didn't get him. So it's one of those impactful trades, and I don't really know what the Heat's rotation is going to look like next year, but he got what he wanted, and he wanted to be there under that history and Pat Riley and the whole thing.
Yeah, I'm glad you brought up that name, because I won't be surprised if we hear about that name as well and how impactful those guys were in this and why Giannis feels good about his destination now. Because as we all know, Pat Riley, absolute icon in the sport, and the Hall of Fame players that he's been around as both a president and a coach. It goes back decades and decades and decades. And so for Giannis, that has to be appealing to him. And then you brought up Eric Spoelstra, which I think is a great name to bring up, because you laid it out well when you were talking about Dusty May and his history and how he had to grind to get to where he is now. Go check out the Eric Spoelstra story and how he started from the bottom in Miami and has turned himself into one of the elite coaches in the sport. And so while I think the Boston basketball fit would have been a little bit better from out of the gate, I do think you got to give Miami their respect, because we've watched them, and even recently watched them under Eric Spoelstra's watch, take a team led by Jimmy Butler, who isn't the player that Giannis is, and they went to a couple finals. And so I don't think any of us are going to be surprised to see them figure this out.
They didn't have to give up Bam.
Huge.
Like, honestly, that's huge. To me, when I saw that, Wait a minute. You got him without giving up Adebayo?
Yeah, they gave up. Yeah. Now you got the Milwaukee kid and Tyler Hero going
Who
back
they may
home.
not keep.
They may not keep him, but I do think if you're in the headspace of selling tickets, you got the hometown kid that can light it up and get you a whole bunch of buckets. That can ease, I think, a little bit of this pain. But, yeah, for Miami, I think that this is clearly awesome for them. But now they're in an East to where they're not guaranteed anything in this conference when you look at the teams that should be in the mix next year and where they are in age, whether it's the Knicks, obviously the Celtics, you look at the Hawks, the Pistons, we'll see what the Cavs do. This isn't one of those, because usually you know how it works, AR. Sometimes when you get this guy, it kind of fast tracks you immediately into that inner circle of contenders. I don't feel that way right now about Miami, but this is one of those things where it's, hey, you get this kind of player and you figure everything else out after that.
It's got to work.
Oh, yeah.
I mean, what I mean by it's got to work is that they pray it works, not that it's a guarantee that it will work. He's 31. He's had the old calf strains.
Talk about it.
He's going to sign a Supermax.
Yep.
Like, this better work. And there's nowhere to go. I'm looking at this deal. All these young players, picks into the 2030s. There is nowhere to run and hide now. This is their guy, their plan. It has to work, or it's a massive failure. And they're a team that doesn't tank. They like to find stars. They've tried to get stars before. Teams have turned them down.
They're always competing.
They got it.
They are always
better
competing.
work because he is a big, powerful, athletic player, and that doesn't age perfectly.
No, it doesn't. And he's not a guy either that's developed in a consistent jump shot either. So as far as where his game is going to be in the next 5 years, will he still be able to just run down teams and just run over players to get to the rim the way that he does? There's questions about that, but he's still Giannis Antetokounmpo. He's still right now a top 7 player in the league. And so I would have made this trade for sure. I'm not saying no to a guy like Giannis, but I think you bring up some fair questions. The one thing that scares me the most isn't the contract that they're going to give him. It's the body and where that is right now. But a core of Giannis and Bam and some other guys that were down there from Miami that were good players for them, they're going to be a team that I think will be a top 5 team in the East. But this doesn't, to me, stamp them as the team in the East.
It doesn't, and that's why the league is actually okay with this today. The other teams are kind of happy he didn't go.
If he would have gone to Boston, AR,
absolutely,
that would have been like, oh, boy.
No, that's not good for the Knicks. It's not good for even teams in the West.
Just that duo and just how, because you talk about his style of play, a lot of the Boston kind of chatter when it comes to their style of play has been, man, they get up way too many threes. You get Giannis, you can have that, but also a guy that can balance things out and get to the rim and do all the things that he wants to do. But I like this. It's something new. He is going to feel rejuvenated going down there in that facility and working out in the same place that D-Wade and LeBron and all these guys in Miami have carved out history and won championships. He is going to be hungry to do that, so they're going to get the best Giannis that they could possibly get.
And the other PR thing is that Jaylen Brown now knows that he was dangled out there, and now he's got to stay. And so, you know what I mean? Like, that's a little awkward.
And this isn't the first time either. They've dangled his name out there a couple times. And so he obviously isn't the happiest of guys. And if he is no longer a Celtic in the next couple years, I'm not going to be shocked.
Glad you mentioned the stuff about, the jumper and everything. I remember like some bigs back when I was a kid that finally developed the jumper. Like when you'd see Patrick Ewing hit a jumper, Olajuwon had a great outside shot. There were some bigs that learned how to be really good shooters.
This is why I think KD could play until he's 60, because KD can just shoot from anywhere on the floor and not have to go to the rim.
They wanted him at one point, didn't they?
True that.
Yeah. All right. If you need a new ride before the summer hits full speed, head to Germain Honda of Dublin. The Honda SUV lineup is ready for your next adventure. You can choose from the Honda HR-V, very versatile, always popular Honda CR-V. Know a ton of people with those. Great selection of gas-powered models available right now. Well-qualified buyers can take advantage of some of Honda's best lease offers of the year. So whether you're going across the city or planning a weekend road trip, there is a Honda SUV built for your journey. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin. They're on Sawmill Road, or you can shop online anytime at GermainHondaofDublin.com. We'll come back with our friend Tyvis Powell in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice on the Fan.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor the Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
Common Man and Timmy. Voted America's dumbest show by Marconi voters. Common Man is a Columbus radio legend. And by legend, I mean it's a miracle he hasn't been fired yet. And Timmy is, well, Timmy will complain about anything and everything. And he kind of looks like a woman. Giggity, giggity, giggity. So there's that. Common Man and Timmy.
Sponsored by Hinderer Motor Company.
Weekday afternoons from 3 to 6 on The Fan.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is your job for sponsored jobs. This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
Listen to Financially Fit Radio with Corey Sickles this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM, covering topics like what you need to know about annuities and how to stay healthy and enjoy retirement. Financially Fit Radio this Saturday morning at 9 on 1460 AM.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
It's Tuesday, and Tyvis is here.
You have to recognize that one of his greatest strengths is his voice, which makes him sound sexy and smart and sexy and sexy.
It's Tuesdays with Tyvis. We'll talk about the Buckeyes, the Browns, and Tyvis's weight loss plans that he'll never follow up on.
Sponsored by Window Nation. Buy 4 windows, get 4 free sale. Visit windownation.com now.
I wanted pointed out that you got an open before we got an open. So I just want you to know that.
I was just sitting here like, oh, wow, y'all trying to treat me like I'm somebody special.
Well, you welcomed a new life into the world, so congratulations on that. But, you're a new dad, so we just wanted to hit you with some new stuff, my man. Congratulations.
Well, I wanted to name him Tupac, but my wife wasn't having it, so...
What about Shakur? Would that have been better? Would she have bought into that?
I think he's talking to us on a baby monitor.
Let's put him on hold. Hey, while he's on hold, this is interesting just coming from Shefty. Just in, the NFL is declining to hold a supplemental draft this summer, currently leaving the 2027 draft as the only way for quarterback Brendan Sorsby to enter the NFL. A letter is being sent to Sorsby and all 32 NFL teams to inform them of the league's decision. So some breaking news just coming down from the NFL.
That's right.
You got to wait, Brendan. You got to wait, big dog.
This enables them to let the dust settle because the NFL was going to be on notice for, hey, whoever bids for this guy is going to have to take a suspension with it because guys have come into this league in the supplemental that had to sit. Now, Sorsby would have probably had no problem with sitting and taking a suspension. But, I always talked about the PR part of this, and this allows a lot of time
to turn the volume down on it a little bit. Yeah.
And let's see if he's got this thing under control and everything else. Yeah. So
there's some breaking news there.
Well, the Jets just keep losing, don't they?
Dante Moore screwed him the first time, and now the supplemental draft.
So we're reading this, Tyvis, is that Sorsby's now in next year's draft.
Can you hear me? Am I clear?
Yes.
Yeah, you got off the baby monitor, and now we can hear you.
I wasn't nobody on no baby monitor. I was standing outside.
I'm kidding you.
Anyways, no, yeah, I wouldn't touch him. I wouldn't touch him because, I mean, if
they don't have to now.
And I thought about it a long time ago. Like, didn't Terrell Pryor have to get suspended?
He did.
Wasn't he suspended by the NFL? Okay, so then that was definitely. Then it was definitely.
So did Jim Tressel.
Yeah, he did with the Colts.
Yeah.
But this is the thing, though. The thing is this, though. Whoever took Sorsby this year, he wasn't playing this year. It would be asinine to let that man go out there and play. You're setting him up for failure. You're giving him training camp to get ready to play in NFL games. Like, that's not enough time.
When you
was going to be let him sit for it. He was going to sit for a year. That's why I was always a component of let a team that's moving off their quarterback next year, Tampa Bay, the Eagles, or somebody like that, let them go get him.
Well, he was going to sit because he was going to be suspended, presumably.
Yeah, well.
Tyvis, when you said that you wouldn't touch him, are you saying ever, or were you just saying right now?
I didn't, when I watch his game, he didn't make that many throws to me. He was more of a legs guy. He made a lot of his plays with his legs. In the NFL, they're going to make you sit in the paint. They're going to make you sit in that pocket and throw the ball. If they know that you want to run, they'll tell the rushers, don't rush him. Just let him sit in there and let him beat us with his arm. They tried to do Lamar like that, and Lamar obviously got better over the years. Josh Allen was another guy that got better over the years, but Sorsby, to me, I just didn't feel like he did enough with his arm, so I never really was buying it. Now, I will say that I was a fan of Brandon Sorsby back when he was gambling at Indiana, because that's when I first met him, I first knew of him, because I was doing the tailgate show, and we went to Indiana, and they had just moved off the quarterback and put him in. And I was like, who is this guy? I was actually sitting down. They was playing Penn State. I was down on the field watching the game, and I said, who is this quarterback? This guy's pretty good. And then he moved to Cincinnati and stuff. So I've been knowing him for a long, not know of him personally, but been a fan of his game. But now I don't think he's a first round pick by any means. I would have, when they was talking about if he came out, he'd be a quarterback that was taken in the first round. That part I didn't see.
You find it hypocritical at all, though, by the NFL? They're so into gambling now. They promote it so much, and yet, I know it's different, right? This is for the fans and gambling and the rest. But it like doing him like this and not letting him come in with a suspension.
No, I think it's you got to set the precedent.
Yeah.
Because the thing is, you got to let people know this is not right. You cannot do this.
I'm with you.
The thing is, he is the perfect candidate for the show. We're not allowing this to happen. You gotta make an example out of somebody. And he's the perfect guy because he's a good quarterback, but he's not great. If this was Arch Manning, they would move mountains to make sure that Arch Manning was eligible to play. It's like Nico Iamaleava when he decided to hold Tennessee hostage right before a spring game, and they said, we good, go ahead. Like, he was the perfect candidate to show, like, we ain't messing around. You can do it if you want to. We'll move off of you. The same thing with Brandon Sorsby when it comes to this gambling stuff. He is not good enough for them to turn their eye to it. If he was great, they might be able to pull some strings and allow him to play. But because he's just the okay guy that has to develop to be a better guy, he's perfect to show, like, we're going to nip this in the bud. So now anybody that comes after him that tries to pull this stunt, they have evidence. All right, I'm not doing that. They did Sorsby like that. I'm not doing that. So that's why I think this perfect that they're doing this like this, because it nips it in the bud for people in the future.
Boy, so now he's got to sit out. Like, I don't know what this does to him. I mean, I think he was coming in as a pretty intriguing guy, but now he's got to be away from football, right, for a year or more.
Well, I'll tell you what. I know a guy who's a great quarterback trainer. His name is Cardale Jones. He's open for business. If he needs a guy to teach him how to get ready for the NFL, Cardale Jones is available. I just so happen to have his contact information too.
Hey, real quick, we were reacting to, and I'm sure you've heard this, Tony Rizzo up in Cleveland on his show said that he's been hearing that there's some interest from other teams in Shedeur Sanders and maybe trying to trade for him right now. Are you buying that? Where are you at with that report?
Yeah, I don't buy that at all. I think I think it's June and people are just looking for stories and stuff like that. To be honest with you, it wouldn't make any sense for the Browns to trade him. And where I'm at with the whole Shedeur thing is this, and this is the truth, Ruth. This is the gospel of what it is with Shedeur Sanders. If you take Shedeur Sanders and just look at some of his highlights from last year and see some of the plays he made, you'll say, that guy absolutely can be a good quarterback in the NFL. That guy absolutely can play in the NFL, 1,000%. The problem with media and people on the outside and the fan base is that what comes with Shedeur. It's not necessarily Shedeur's fan base. They have an issue with the fact that Shedeur's fan base is so aggressive. They keep receipts, and they don't let you switch sides at all. They hold you accountable for everything that you say. Plus, Shedeur has his own media company that, sometimes stalls post-game interviews, and they have to be present, and things can't start until they're there. So a lot of the media is upset at the fact that all comes with Shedeur Sanders, and they feel like it's not worth it. They feel like he's not good enough to deal with that and deal with those Sanders. It's not necessarily him.
Yeah, that's Prime. Prime heard him. Coach Prime heard him talking about his boy.
That's right.
Had to get him out of
or
here.
Or somebody turned on the baby monitor and it was sending signals to his phone. He got the hook.
I would almost say thanks to Tyvus, but we haven't heard Free Class we haven't heard any of that in a long time.
I think he's past that now. I think he's given up that fight.
Said Free Class until it's backwards. So I don't think he's ever gonna.
So let me ask you this now.
Yeah.
I mean, theoretically, Sorsby doesn't have a home.
He's chilling. Let's go out there.
Now he's probably free to bet on any game he wants.
He's got a free year to just bet on anything.
Maybe.
Here, I'm putting him back. He's good now. We'll give him his proper exit.
Yeah, we just wanted to make sure that you could say your catchphrase on your way out. And real quick, give us 30 seconds on Giannis, and then we'll let you go.
I told everybody that Giannis was going to the Heat back May 11. Go look up the tweet. I said he was going to South Beach. It's the best coach that he's ever had. Don't necessarily know how him and Bam would work. Thought he'd be better with Boston or with the Timberwolves. But, hey, he wanted a new start. He's going to get his new start. Spo is a great coach. He'll figure something out.
And now?
Go Bucks. Go Browns. Go Cavs. Please make something happen. Get Jaylen Brown. Don't trade Evan Mobley, but get Jaylen Brown. Go guards. We got to find a way to win this division. It's there for the taking. I know we're dealing with injuries, but we still there. Go Blue Jackets. Nip all that Zach Werenski stuff in the bud. That's not real. Zach need to be here long term. Free Class A. Take Ortiz.
Thank you, my man. Go back to having a good day.
See you, T.
Appreciate you. There he goes. Tyvus Powell on the Brian Heaton Cooling Systems Baby Monitor fan line. We come back. The PGA Tour. Did it save itself? Sweeping changes. What does it mean to all of us? We'll tell you next. Rothman and Ice in the Fan. Didn't the Seahawks release you twice?
Wake up with the Fan. Eat lunch with the Fan. Go to bed with the Fan. Dream about the Fan. Then change your sheets. Gross.
Ew, you guys are gross, but stick around in case I don't find anyone else.
The Fan.
Our double hung is as good as it gets. There's something really simple. It's called an interlock. We interlock our windows. The interlock is the absolute best way to alleviate air infiltration. With the interlock, it's harder to break into. When you interlock the sashes, it makes a better window. It's just a darn good window, and we're very proud of it.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Hey, Central Ohio, Andrew from Home Team Solutions, and we buy houses for cash. If you've got a house you need to sell, this is your season. Inherited, behind on payments, just over it? Whatever brought you here, we can help. We buy as is, we cover all closing costs, and there are zero commissions, period. Just a fair cash offer, and you choose your closing date. People are making moves right now, and we make it simple to be one of them. One call is all it takes. We'll get you a fair cash offer, fast, no pressure, no obligation. Hundreds of your neighbors have already sold the easy way, and we've got 5-star reviews and BBB A+ rating to back it up. Leave the stress and mess to us. We're based right here in Columbus, and we're ready when you are. Call us at 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355, or visit selltohometeam.com. Home Team Solutions, local, trusted, family-owned. Call 614-962-SELL. That's 614-962-7355.
Performance matters in intimate moments. Don't let ED ruin them. This is Jeff for Tri-State Men's Health, and I want to assure you that if you're like the vast majority of guys, you don't have to suffer with ED anymore. In fact, you might be pleasantly surprised at how the right treatments could positively impact your love life. At Tri-State Men's Health, our advanced medical therapies go far beyond pills. We have treatments that are effective in well over 90% of cases, and we offer specific and combinative treatments that can dramatically enhance both your performance and your stamina. You could even last up to an hour or more and bring a far greater level of intimacy to both you and the one you love, perhaps performing like you haven't in years. So call us today and find out why our advanced treatment strategies offer so much more. Your first visit is just $99 and gets you blood work, a medical consult, and if medically advised, a test dose. And if that test dose doesn't work in the office, your visit is free. Call 800-900-9654 or go to tristatemenshealth.com. Tri-State Men's Health, advanced medical science to improve men's lives.
When you first saw her, she was out walking her dog. You didn't notice her at first, but when you finally did, it was too late. Because at that moment, you were speeding. She was out walking her dog and only had a second to let go of the leash. Your foot was on the gas, and her life was on the line. Speeding catches up with you. Paid for by NHTSA.
Remember the old days when football used to have an off-season? Well, we at The Fan think that really sucked. That's why we bring you Austin and Berm, America's #1 resource for Buckeye football conversation, is voted by Fake Surveys Incorporated. Catch their daily podcast called The Beat and their breaking news podcast, Snap Judgments, as they broadcast live from Roosters on Mondays, and they come right to your house and massage your tender areas. They'll do it all. Austin and Berm on the Fan's YouTube channel and 10 TV+.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
What's the best way to make sure you don't miss any of your favorite fan shows? Oh, no. Download the Fan app, silly.
Ah, damn it, I knew that.
App Store, Google Play, or just scream right at your phone. Psst, you can also listen to Buckeye games. Do it now.
The Fan Poll is sponsored by JT's Pizza and Pub, home of award-winning pizza and $2 tall boys. All day, every day.
Like Yoda, Rothman will limp onto the golf course, talk about how stiff his back is, wonder how he can even make it through a hole, and then proceed to kick your ass. You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
All right. I'm not convinced that I care. I'm not. I want to care. I want to care about golf. Love golf. Watch the majors, Memorial. Used to watch every tour event. And Live damaged my love for professional golf. It did. I don't know. Maybe I'm just a traditionalist, or I like the tradition of the PGA Tour stops. And when the best golfers in the world decided that they were going to just go play somewhere
for the money,
for a lot of money, in events that didn't matter to me, that didn't rule the day for me. Just because they're good didn't make me want to watch. What made me want to watch was the event meant something.
Mm-hmm.
Who's won it before? How long it's been happening? All that. It means a lot to me. And apparently it meant a lot to Rory at the time. And I can sit here, because I would never be offered anything like that, to say how easy it would be to say to turn it down. And I have said that, and I've admitted that. It's a lot easier sitting here saying, hey, you wouldn't take the money. But I'm back to my original thought, which is, okay, some people are saying, oh, well, the Live led to this. Yeah, I guess it did. But it took a long way to get there, and it left a lot of people bloodied along the way, Zoolander, and it left me kind of not the diehard fan I used to be. So for the people out there that say, oh, well, that led to this, and look what happened. It lit a fire under the PGA Tour. The purses got better, the signature events, the playoffs going to be this and that and the other. That's fine. But you lost a piece of me. I'll admit it. You know me. I was coming here every Monday talking about every last PGA Tour event. And
is that something that can change for you? The piece that's lost. Can that piece be found?
It may be.
Okay.
Yeah, they may get me back with this new kind of series that they're running with kind of there's always been a minor league of golf with the Korn Ferry, and there's going to be this Challenger Series, and the purses will be good, and guys that don't make the top 90 are going to be relegated down to the minors in a way and have to earn their way back, and that's cool. You're going to have a point system that's going to determine the regular season champ, and there's not going to be some subjective vote, which I didn't care about anyway, or like who's the player of the year voting, kind of like other sports do it. They vote for their MVP and their best guy, but this will be a point system, so it'll be earned. There'll be no politics involved, or no popularity contest, rather. And so I do feel like there is something that they figured out today. That this, by the way, won't begin until 2028, and they're going to build back the PGA Tour, maybe the way it once was or better. And they'll have a true postseason, and it'll go to match play, which is brackets, and one-on-one play versus beating a field. So now you'll have that match play feel. And maybe the signature events will go back to 120 field and a cut versus 70 to 80 guys like we had here at Memorial. They'll all have a minimum of a $20 million purse. I don't even know if that has the same appeal to me anymore. I think back years ago, it was like, oh, my goodness, I can't believe how much money they're playing for. Now it's almost gone the other way, like gobs of money have been in that sport for a long time anyway. Upping the purse for the regular fan, I don't know if has any real more of an appeal.
At least for me, AR, just in the world of sports now, I am numb to the numbers. Sticker shock for me isn't really a thing. Like when Shefty will report on a new contract and it's, this quarterback signed a new deal and at the end and he's the highest paid player in NFL history, that doesn't move me anymore just because we're so used to seeing these type of numbers all the time that I think you kind of become numb to seeing.
You do.
You do. Yeah. And the way that this is hitting me, as I am one of the people that you described, is that I'm not the biggest golf fan on the outside looking into the sport. I can't help but look at this and say, well, Liv woke them up. Because I think when you're the only show in town at that level, it wasn't broken, and they felt like they didn't need to change anything, to your point of what you just said. However, here comes Liv with their money, the way that they're going about it. And the PGA Tour, I did think and sat back and said, okay, maybe we can change some things. Do we need to? Probably not. But let's do this and see what we get. So I like this effort to change some things up, add some new wrinkles to the sport, and now Liv will be out of sight, out of mind, and hopefully we can
it's not completely gone. There are guys that are still under contract,
but they're fading away.
They're fading until somebody decides to revamp that and still make it something that works.
And we'll see if that day ever comes. Yeah. But I think on the PGA Tour side of things, this is encouraging that they're not kind of stuck in their old ways, which worked. And now they're saying, let's stick to some of the fundamentals of what we are, but add to it and see what we get. I'm here for it.
Baseball did it. Baseball found a way to modernize tradition, pitch clocks, other things, ghost runner, this and that.
Look at what we're watching this year. The review, the automatic ball
ABS
system. Yeah.
They found a way. They did.
Yeah.
I don't know what golf could truly do. Now, as far as the pathway back for the Live guys, I don't think that's even clear because the new CEO came in and said, hey, I'm not going to talk about guys that are under contract over there, but there are guys that have already, like Koepka and Patrick Reed, that have already started to pay their penalty and go through the process. I mean, you could put them on the little minor league tour and let them earn their way back. You could get them promoted.
You know who the PGA Tour was for a long time? They were one of the couples that I'm watching on Love Island right now. They were in a nice little partnership with their players. And then here comes Casa Amor. And Casa Amor is Live Golf. So Casa Amor on Love Island is when you watch...
Casa Amor, the Love House?
Yes, when you watch the person you're with on Love Island go to Casa Amor.
Love Shack?
And here comes some other options. That's what Live was for some of these guys, is the PGA Tour watched some of their heavy hitters go to Casa Amor, a.k.a. Live, get all their money, and they sat back and said, oh, okay, well, maybe we don't have everything in order on our side the way that we did. They recalibrated, and they got their guys, some of their guys back, and I think everybody's going to be better for it.
All these guys that left, a lot of them, some of them are established big stars that got more money they could ever even, I mean, they already had a lot of money, but this was money that they'll never see spent because their kids will be having it. But I do like that maybe you could have a more enticing playoff in golf at the end of the year, that there's a dramatic conclusion, that you get the top 90 guys that retain their cards for the next year. There'll be a fight like there always is to retain your card. And then you get a postseason match play. And what I might like about it is they're going to rotate some venues of that. I mean, the Tour Championship has always been at East Lake in Atlanta. They're going to rotate that. And then they're going to have that type of competition at the end. But if it's a true postseason, we'll see if we care about that.
Yeah.
I think this helps maybe move it along a little bit to bring back the best of the best to play together consistently and demand that they do play a certain amount of weeks in a row and all that.
Yeah.
The Memorial is still positioned in a very strong spot, and so we'll always have that. But this news was, you know what the most interesting part about today's news was? The guy who was the keynote speaker who introduced the CEO.
Eldrick.
Tiger. Got a little furlough from the addiction clinic or whatever, and he introduced Rolap.
When I saw him, I was like, oh.
Yeah.
This isn't AI
he's
Tiger
on the
either.
He's on the board.
He's
on
Tiger.
the board of directors
Crazy,
or whatever their little player council is.
Like it never happened. Our guy's back.
Yeah.
It's unbelievable, man.
Incredible. Yeah. All right, top of the hour. We'll get back into the Sorsby stuff as well, because that just hit, and we'll see if the NFL is truly doing the right thing. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We know everything about you. We know you love the Buckeyes. We know you love the Jackets. We know you're wearing a red shirt. I just freaked the hell out of someone. The Fan.
Lanny went to college and racked up huge debt.
A little bit over $100,000.
For a degree he couldn't use, now what?
I had a friend that went to my computer career.
They even helped him get hired immediately after graduation.
One of the things I love about IT is that you can work from anywhere you want.
You could become an IT pro in just months, including cybersecurity and the basics of AI with zero experience at mycomputercareer.edu. My Computer Career, an elite CompTIA certification partner.
It worked for me, and I know it can work for you.
This is one student's experience. Individual results vary.
Scotty Vegas here, and my wife caught me in the garage just staring at my beautiful new Bronco from Krieger Ford. I mean, I'm in love. The buying process at Krieger Ford was amazing. Quick, no pressure, fun, in and out so fast I couldn't believe it. I was prepared to spend all day looking at cars. Instead, I got my shiny new red Bronco out of the showroom in no time. If you're looking for a new car for the summer, visit Krieger Ford on Morse Road. Krieger Ford is my winning bet. Visit KriegerFord.com today.
Nationwide picnic with the Pops presents Windborne's The Music of Tom Petty. In one night, 4 decades of music. Take a journey through time with conductor Stuart Chaffetz and vocalist Jonah Bobo, backed by a live band as the Columbus Symphony performs Windborne's The Music of Tom Petty. Saturday, June 27th at Columbus Commons. Get tickets now at picnicwiththepops.com.
Jake from State Farm. I just beat my running PR, so I'm celebrating with the Banana Bonanza smoothie.
Hey, and you can keep celebrating when you create an affordable price just for you by bundling your home and auto with the State Farm Personal Price Plan. Go bananas.
I will. Hey, make it a large.
Bundling, just another way to save with the Personal Price Plan. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there.
Prices are based on rating plans that vary by state. Coverage options are selected by the customer. Availability, amount of discounts and savings, and eligibility vary by state.
Indeed presents hires you can't afford to get wrong, like customer service associate at a dry cleaning shop.
Yeah, hi. I'm here to pick up my suit.
Ah, yes. Here you go.
There must be a mistake. This is too small.
It shrunk a whole lot. Look on the bright side. Now you have a suit you can give to a child.
This is the time for sponsored jobs.
This is what happens when you don't sponsor your job on Indeed. Next time, get matched with quality candidates with Indeed sponsored jobs. Visit Indeed.com/hire now and sponsor your job today.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. One question I'm always asked is, how did you become the largest injury firm in the world with over 1,000 attorneys and $25 billion in verdicts and settlements? One way was our financial strength. Medical malpractice is the third leading cause of death in America. To prosecute a typical case costs up to $250,000 in case costs. We advance them all. Product liability cases can have similar costs with an army of lawyers on the other side. Automobile insurance companies have the resources to fight. Guess what? So do we. Many law firms simply may not have the financial firepower to work up your case the way you deserve. And we don't charge by the hour. No recovery, no fee. If you have a question about your case or wish to become a client, go to forthepeople.com on your mobile device or computer 24/7. It's that easy. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I grew up here, and after 25 years of telling this community's stories, this place still means so much to me. When I'm not in the newsroom, I'm usually out supporting the same people and causes I care deeply about. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. What happens here affects us all, and that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it doesn't sit still. It moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer, to speak up, or lend a hand. It moves your mind by challenging assumptions and offering new perspectives. It moves you forward by giving you the information to make decisions and thrive where you live. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
It's Leslie again from Pella Columbus.
And I'm Wilson from that other window place.
Wilson, we've kind of got a big announcement. We're doing a special sale right now where qualifying installs are 40% off.
Well, we're doing that at the other window place too.
Ah, that's an interesting coin.
April Fools.
April Fool's Day was a while back, Wilson.
Leslie, it's April 1st somewhere.
Is it?
Agree and disagree.
Get the windows that Columbus homeowners rated the leading window brand at PellaColumbus.com.
Broadcasting live from the McDaniel GM Superstore Studios. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive. WBNS HD1 Columbus.
Good afternoon. I'm Tyler Danberg. Former Ohio State head coach Jim Tressel will be enshrined into Ohio Stadium's Ring of Honor. He'll go in September 5th versus Ball State. NFL Texas Tech quarterback Brendan Sorsby has been informed there will be no supplemental draft this year. He's ineligible to play this season. NHL, the Oilers have hired Mike Babcock as their next head coach after the NFL cleared its investigation after his resignation as Blue Jackets head coach in 2023. NBA, the draft starts tonight with round 1 at 8. ESPN projects BYU's AJ DeBanza to Washington at number 1. Columbus native Dalen Swain to Philadelphia at 22. Ohio State's Bruce Thornton to San Antonio at 44. World Cup, Portugal leads Uzbekistan 3-0 at halftime. Cristiano Ronaldo scored first. He's the first player to score at 6 World Cups. This update sponsored by RCDRV Supercenter in Heath, Delaware, and Pataskala, or at rcdrv.com.
Most shows just skim the surface, but Rothman and I feel like the biggest story of the day deserves a closer look. It's time for a deeper dive.
Sponsored by Orthopedic One, Central Ohio's most trusted orthopedic practice. Find a physician or location near you at orthopedic1.com.
All right, final hour, Rothman and Ice. Mr. Sorsby. Dear Mr. Sorsby. Your petition has been denied.
Sorry, Brendan.
Special eligibility. You are now on double secret probation. All right. So, like I said a couple weeks ago, they don't have to have a supplemental draft. They don't. It's the CBA. It's in the CBA where the league has the discretion. Is it appropriate? Do we need one?
And from everything that I've seen, he was the only guy that was
that usually
even
happens.
up to go into the supplemental draft. And so, if you're just now hopping in, we found out about a half hour ago that the old NFL said, yeah, we're not doing that supplemental draft this year. Sorry, Brendan Sorsby. Hang out. Got to sit on ice for a year. And if I'm him, I don't know if it's the worst thing. Well, actually, you know what? Let me take that back.
He would have loved to have known this a couple weeks ago.
Facts. And it also turns into a tougher situation him on the football side of things if this quarterback class is as advertised. And the amount of guys that we're tabbing as first-round picks, that remains a year from now. Right? Like then, because this year, I think he would have had a few teams involved to acquire his services. I think that's going to change next year. I think the field's going to be a little bit more limited for him a year from now.
He'll still be 6'3". Presumably, he'll still be 235. And hopefully, he'll run a 4.6.
I wonder
That's the danger. The danger is the year off.
Yes.
Now, he could use this year as a Rocky-type redemption story because what he gains by this is a year off the headlines. Now, it'll resurface, and the draft will be even more intriguing next year. A guy that's been gone but not forgotten, that he's out of sight, out of mind. What's the intrigue will be there around it, because the intrigue's there because he's a talented kid.
No question. He gets a year to reshape his image, right? And get everything in order, and not what to say, because hopefully it's going to be genuine, but hopefully putting all of this behind him, and he can come to the table when he goes through all of these interviews and whatever that's going to look like for him when we get to the combine and that portion of the calendar, that he's got his head on straight and he can look all these GMs and owners in the eye and say, I'm not that guy anymore. He's got a year to get that in order. Those questions, to me, there's no way he would have been able to convince people in the next few weeks that this stuff is done. And so I think that's a bit of a benefit for him. And based off reporting, he's walking away from this whole situation with some type of money that he got from Texas Tech. Is it the whole lump sum of the $5 million that was alleged to be what he was getting? Who knows?
Can't imagine that.
But all of this stuff for me still leans me into the side of Brendan Sorsby is winning in this. Yes, he has to wait a year to get to the NFL, but I don't think he was going to be doing much playing on the field anyway this year.
Well, maybe to Cole's point, like if he knew about this, maybe he stays in the fight. Maybe stays in the fight with college football. And he lets that go to the next highest level of course.
What was the upside there?
The upside there is that he gets to keep his competitive edge, that he gets to play football this year and stay sharp and keep auditioning for the NFL and not lose a year of that.
Sure, but I wouldn't want to deal with all the stuff that he was going to have to be dealing. Me personally, this is not great for him, but I think, hey, I can go out to L.A., I can train with Jordan Palmer, whoever is my quarterback coach for a year, sharpen my tools there. It's not the same as a game. I get that. But me personally, I wouldn't want to be attached to all the legal stuff that he would have still had to deal with.
Yeah, come out to the coast. We'll get together. We'll have a few laughs.
Exactly.
Bet a couple games.
Go hang out with Gruden for the whole year.
He'll
gladly do it.
So
fine, exactly.
And it's very possible that he could get involved in that a little bit. He's a lightning rod right now. Yep. Now, I would advise him to lay low and pull the Rocky redemption. Go to Siberia. Get out, train, stay sharp. And
with those monks that Wimby was working out with on the mountain.
Yeah, dribble up a mountain. Like, honestly, a month ago, I was like, take the L. I was actually surprised. I said it numerous times. I'm surprised you just take the L. Mm-hmm. You got the money, and you violated the cardinal rule. That's it. You're done. You bet on games, even if you weren't playing. Don't go the Pete Rose route. Don't lie. Don't say you never did it. Now, they downplayed it a little bit because originally when the story broke, it was, he wandered off to some Reds games and bet $5 or $10. No. That story got blown to pieces. Mm-hmm. He was betting thousands of times. He was using people to do the gambling. He had inside information. He was inside those walls of the locker room, and he was got greedy, saw an opportunity, whether he was bored, intrigued, whatever, tempted, whatever it was, he fell in, hook, line, and sinker. And now he had to swim his way out, and instead of kind of just taking the L, I think he wanted to at least repair whatever he could publicly. But it went down the road that he was fighting for something, that he was playing the sympathy card. And then he found out, he and his agent, there was no sympathy. which is weird because we've had sympathy for guys that have done some bad things, but this violated the integrity of the game. And that's why the hypocrisy, when I mentioned it to Tyvis, and I just wanted to get his opinion, because I've heard former NFL guys say, I wouldn't want him in my locker room. Mm-hmm. Oh, but you want the guy that punches the girlfriend in the face. That's the guy you want? Oh, yeah, because he'll be violent on Sundays. Wonderful. Mm-hmm. Like, that's the difference. And so that's why I was asking about hypocrisy. But this one goes straight to the NFL. Listen, the NFL is not trying to tell you whether he's a good guy. They're telling you whether he did something that we can't trust.
Yeah.
You can't trust it. So him getting rejected, the NFL did a good thing here. They don't need him right now. They didn't need this. The NFL's way too strong. They got way too many good storylines. They got way too much intrigue in the draft. And guess what? This only provides more intrigue on the biggest night. Outside the Super Bowl and the playoffs, the draft night is the biggest night. And now they're going to be able to plop him in there in 2027. Where is it again? In D.C.?
Is that where it's
our
at?
nation's capital. Like, I think this will be a little more intrigue. Mm-hmm. But now, I don't know if the plan was that he just stayed enrolled at Texas Tech. If he was not, didn't I hear that he was going to stay? The plan was the idea he could stay in school and continue working out.
I don't know why you would even want to do that.
Well, because he was going to continue working out. He was going to practice with the team as an ineligible player.
Yeah, that's just I don't want any of that. I love what you said about just be out of sight, out of mind completely for a year. Don't want to hear. You wouldn't hear from me until we got the draft season next year. That's how I would operate if I were Brendan Thorsby, because this is very, very sensitive, this topic of betting. And so he plays a premier position. He does. And so he was always going to have an out when it comes to opportunities because of what people believe he is as a player and will be. And I don't think that's going to change a year from now. The tough part for him is there's going to be a whole bunch of quarterbacks that are playing at the collegiate level that have a chance to level up and push him down next year's draft board. But in the minds of some, they think this guy could have gone in the first round this year. And so I just think in time we're going to be talking about him on Sundays, playing for somebody as their franchise quarterback of the future. And if that this may work out great for him.
Yeah.
Great for him.
He's not 27.
Yeah. He's got so much time to push this in the rearview mirror and carve out a whole new image.
Yeah. He cooked himself.
He did.
This isn't the league jumping off the top rope and doing something inappropriate.
No, he played
This
himself.
is the league actually being smart and saying we can all use a year.
And they probably on their side are like, do we really know who this guy is? The investigative part of, I think, the NFL's duty in this is as well, can they allow this to happen so soon without all the answers? Because to me, there's no way, if you're Roger Goodell and all the people that are involved in this situation, that they truly can back Brendan Thorsby as the guy that can come into the league right now.
So when we come back, I'll read you part of the letter that they obtained from the general counsel of the NFL Management Council.
Did they write it in Comic Sans like Dan Gilbert wrote his letter? What's the font?
Well, I'm reading the font on Twitter, so whatever that is.
Twitter.
Exactly.
That was what Dan Gilbert used, right? Comic Sans.
I don't know all those.
Was that the font? I swear it was that. Am I wrong in that, TLC? The old letter to LeBron or about LeBron or whatever that was. I think it was Comic Sans.
I'm going to have to get Tyler Danberg on the case on that one.
I want to say that was the font
Is that like a child, like almost looks like a child font?
Yeah. It just wasn't a professional
the Sleep Well
font.
Cleveland?
Yeah, that was it. I'm pretty sure it was in Comic Sans. Yeah, from the owners.
He must love it. Everybody has
Maybe
one
it's
that they
the
lean
default font when you open Word is Comic Sans. I don't know.
It's a nice, soft way to write something. Tomorrow is a new and much brighter day.
If you type in Comic Sans on Google, everything on your page turns into Comic Sans. It's pretty cool.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh,
I don't know if I could read everything like that.
And it looks very unprofessional.
Yeah, it's just not. Yeah, I can't do that.
Oh, man.
Why people hate it. Professional graphic designers generally avoid it, and groups like Ban Comic Sans advocate for more appropriate font choices. This is where we are. Design snobbery. We'll come back. I'll read you the paragraph that I think hits home for Sorsby. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
We have so many local shows, I can't fit them in a 10-second promo. So let's just say we're live and local all damn day. The Fan.
My house has a new glow. I love my windows. Universal Windows Direct.
Common Man here for Universal Windows Direct. Right now, buy 4 windows, get 4 free. And 48 months with 0% interest, same as cash. Restrictions apply. Call 614-502-5220. Like me, you'll be saying, I love my windows.
I love my windows. They've got that brand new home effect. Universal Windows Direct.
Make it a Reds, white, and blue holiday. Join the Reds on Saturday, the 4th of July, as we celebrate America 250 and enjoy America's pastime when the Reds take on the Orioles. Fans in attendance will receive a USA Cowboy hat, thanks to Network for Hope while supplies last. Be sure to stick around after the game for a fantastic fireworks show. Great American Ballpark is the ultimate destination this 4th of July. Get your tickets now at reds.com/tickets.
Not everybody's cut out for this kind of work. At Newman Roofing, we look for people who care about the details. The kind of people who show up early, work hard, and take real pride in what they build. Because to us, your home isn't just another job site or paycheck, it's your peace of mind. That's why our crews aren't just trained, they're invested. In their craftsmanship, in their communication, in their customers. At Newman Roofing, we don't believe in cutting corners to save a buck. We believe in doing the work the right way. With quality materials, experienced professionals, and a level of care you can actually feel. It's the reason so many of our customers come back to us time and time again. And they recommend us to the people they love the most. Roofing, siding, gutters, whatever your home needs, trust the company built on family values and hard work. Newman Roofing. Don't just get a new roof, get a Newman roof. Call 614-NEW-ROOF or visit online at newmanroofing.com.
Need a new ride before summer hits full speed? Head to Germain Honda of Dublin, where the Honda SUV lineup is ready for your next adventure. Choose from the versatile Honda HR-V or the always popular Honda CR-V, with a great selection of gas-powered models available right now. Plus, well-qualified buyers can take advantage of some of Honda's best lease offers of the year. Whether you're commuting across Columbus or planning a weekend road trip, there's a Honda SUV built for the journey. Visit Germain Honda of Dublin on Sawmill Road or shop online at germainhondaofdublin.com.
I'm Tracy Townsend, anchor at 10 TV News this morning. This community is my home, and it means everything to me. I care deeply about the stories we bring you each day, especially the ones that truly impact your life, from women's health and advocacy to the decisions happening at the State House. My goal is simple: help you feel informed and connected, because when news moves fast, you need a team that moves with you. Make the move to 10 TV News this morning, weekdays from 5 to 9, anywhere you watch.
2 hours ago, Kyle arrived at the bar.
Hey, what's everyone drinking?
30 minutes ago, Kyle got his friends another round of drinks.
Cheers!
5 minutes ago, Kyle decided to drive home drunk. A minute ago, a law enforcement officer pulled up behind Kyle.
Sir, have you been drinking tonight?
A chain of events that began 2 hours ago is about to change Kyle's whole world. Drive sober or get pulled over. Paid for by NHTSA.
Hello, it's John Kozik, founder and president of TurboTrack Realty, and I buy real estate as is, fast for cash. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000. I buy vacant properties, inherited homes, divorce situations, death in the family, apartment buildings, commercial properties. I even buy my tenants won't pay me the rent houses. Give us a call today for an all-cash offer at 614-470-2000, 614-470-2000.
Your favorite fan shows are available as a podcast. What a concept. And don't miss exclusive podcast content like Austin and Byrne. Listen on your schedule from anywhere in the world. Available wherever you get your podcasts. Fan weather.
From the Logan AC and Heat Services Weather Center.
A sunshiny day for us today as daytime highs get into the upper 70s and then be very refreshing for us tonight with lows down into the 50s and mostly clear skies. For Wednesday, plenty of sunshine again and warmer. Daytime highs end up in the low 80s. For the Fan, I'm meteorologist Meredith Garfalo with the 10 Weather Impact Forecast.
Bo Bishop is a media legend. We have no idea where the other guys came from. Bishop and Friends.
Weekdays from 9 to noon.
The Fan. Rothman and Ice present Pre-Snap Reads.
Sponsored by Dr. Mark Levy. If you're snoring and not sleeping, call Dr. Mark Levy today at 1-800-MORE-SLEEP.
All right, so Brendan Sorsby is a man without a team. He wanted to get into the supplemental draft. They denied that, the NFL. It was smart. Now, if they allowed him in, I don't think there would be a ton of backlash because I think they would have suspended him. I think he would have gotten hit with 5 games, six games, whatever it was. And I think that would have quieted things. Because I'll tell you why. Because the supplemental draft, even though there hasn't been a big history, there's enough history that it's just a home for misfit toys.
Yep.
Like, people already know it. And you go in alone, you're like, all the spotlight's on you. They know you're kind of damaged goods in some way, shape, or form. And people just accept that you'll have to wait your turn. Yeah. And it's kind of intriguing to the fans to see if a team who would have to, and you have to bid for them. It's like a silent, anonymous bid. Did you put your best foot forward? Like, there's actually a cool part about the supplemental draft. And I think most of us fans are like, okay, I'm more curious to see which team is A, going to spend a first rounder on him, B, then trot him out there and say, okay, he didn't do this stuff with us, so we got a clean slate now going forward, but he didn't get it. And now, does he slither back to Texas Tech, work out with the team, be an ineligible player, and just kind of rehab his image that way? I wouldn't think so. And then the other part that Fish brought to the table was, is he now like a free agent? Can he sign with another team? And my first response was, who would touch him? Like, who would say he's for us? Like,
here's the thing. We've probably asked that question for years, and guys have found themselves with new homes when they're of a certain level of talent.
Here's why you wouldn't. Here's why you wouldn't. I'm going to read you this paragraph.
Read them and weep.
All right. Read them and weep. This was obtained letter from Larry Ferrazzani, General Counsel of the NFL Management Council, Star Chamber. The sole reasons identified, the league does not have, and this is to your point, this is why nobody would touch him. The league does not have the complete record of the NCAA's investigation.
Okay.
They can't be blindsided. You couldn't have some random school say, wait a minute, we can have Brendan Sorsby, and maybe he won't charge us because he's already made a bunch of money? Maybe he'll do it for free? We'll work for free? We'll work for food? To work to be your quarterback? Whatever. It says you did not provide any such materials with your petition. So this is the league telling Sorsby and his team, if you really wanted us to consider you, where's your clearing from the NCAA, or give us all the details so we can really make a informed decision. It says available info nonetheless indicates that over the course of your collegiate career, you knowingly engaged in repeated and significant violations of NCAA rules designed to preserve the integrity of athletic competition. So right then and there, if there was some school out there who gets a quarterback hurt in fall camp and says, wait a minute, there's a guy on a couch somewhere, and his name is Brendan Sorsby, they get hit over the hammer. You don't know what's coming. What if he played in a game and now he's ineligible again? And
it's not worth the risk.
You cannot. He is a lightning rod. You cannot do this.
Not worth the risk.
I mean, that's why the NFL didn't even let him in the supplemental. Yeah. And that's the last chance that's where he could have gone.
They still making that show?
I
watched
must have had it stuck in my head. I didn't even know it was a show.
I watched like the first season. I think it was the first 2 seasons were football, and I swear they cooked up a basketball edition.
Must have seen it
Last
somewhere.
Chance U.
Why that's stuck in my head?
Your brain. Yeah, because it rang a bell. And it was pretty entertaining about the JUCO guys trying to carve out a path back to D1.
Maddie, count me as shocked if he says in a month I've joined so and so university. I don't see it.
I think there's a very low percentage of that happening.
This was the wake-up call.
This was the wake-up call.
Go back to Texas Tech and maybe earn some of that money they gave you. That's right. You do the laundry. You pick up the jocks. You pick up the shoulder pads. Like,
I ain't doing that.
Right. So take the L and just stay away.
Yes, and just stay away. And this, this is obviously completely different, right? We talked about the whole Jamison Williams situation when he was in with Detroit and he got popped for a little bit, but that was a one-off. This is a whole new world when you're dealing with a guy that has a, quote, gambling addiction. And so the question I'll always have is when he gets into the NFL, is the money going to solve his problem, or does the money become more of a temptation to go down that path? And I think
I don't know what his motivation was.
That's why I think this is very tough to figure out and will be tough to figure out because only he is going to know. He's going to tell us the right things, but only he's going to know. So we're just going to have to follow his actions.
If it's truly an addiction, then he should get ongoing help for it.
Yeah.
He should never not be getting help because those urges are going to be different at different times. But hold the phone.
Okay. Literally holding my
He's
phone
not taking the L.
Oh.
Brendan Sorsby's counsel, Jeffrey Kessler, tells Yahoo Sports that the NFL's decision is, quote, a violation of the collective bargaining agreement, and we intend to pursue the players' rights with the NFLPA.
Why?
It's not stopping, folks.
Why?
He won't take the hint.
Oh, my
Nobody's
gosh.
going to hire your client. Stop trying to rehab him with all these appeals.
Yeah, I don't understand this now. This is annoying now. Take, like you said,
He's not an NFL player. I don't know what rights he has. I guess if you're going after the collective bargaining agreement, but if he's not in the union, I really don't know what leg he has to stand on.
So the NFLPA just has to be really interested in supporting Brendan Sorsby, I
And
guess?
I don't think they should be, and I hope they're not.
They don't know it.
Yeah, I hope they're not.
If it is a violation, then, I mean, there is an argument, but it also just sounds like lawyer speak, to be honest.
I'm going to sue our way in.
Yeah.
Sue everybody.
It's a great way to start your time in the league. I'm sure Roger Goodell's going to
And
love
you know what
that.
it does, Maddie?
Yeah.
It takes away that he has work to do off the field.
Yeah.
Which is getting help or having some accountability.
Mm-hmm.
And so that's why I would advise him. You'll be in the 27 draft.
Who was the wide receiver that had to sit out? Calvin Ridley. He got popped for this. It's the same thing, right? Gambling in the NFL, and he was just out of sight, out of mind for a whole year. Sometimes you just got to eat a crap sandwich.
Well, he doesn't want to be in that draft.
From a competitive standpoint?
Just in that draft. He probably thinks, but either way.
But that's just assuming that all these guys are going to be healthy and play as good as we think they're going to play.
I don't know. I don't know if this will go anywhere, but
no.
I really don't get it. He's not a part of the NFLPA, so just let it go. Let it go.
So are we upset about this because now we're not going to be able to do Brendan Sorsby Browns supplemental draft talk? So we actually have to work harder now.
Honestly, I never even thought about it.
Future content has been stripped away from us that we'll have to come up with new ideas.
I guess no.
Is that our angle? That we don't like this?
Honestly, I didn't. Maddie thinks they're more in the mix than I am. I don't. I think that quarterback
I didn't really
circus.
think that they were in the mix.
You said they should be.
I think they should consider this.
Yeah, I just think they have a circus of quarterbacks right now, and they don't need to add another one under the big top.
Especially a guy that has this issue. You know?
Well,
I know.
Yeah.
I don't think you don't want to be the team that signed a guy to a $220-$30 million contract that had his sticky stuff off the field and then bring in another guy in the same room that has this. That's a tough sell.
His first order of business will be to bet the under 5.5.
Which you are not a fan of.
Well, I think that bet's already lost. Maybe they'll surprise me. That's a tough one.
Who was this bet with again? This is Adam?
It's Adam, yeah.
Okay.
Woof.
I would love to just get them to 5 right before the last game of the year against Cincinnati, and then the Bengals be resting, and the Browns say, let's screw up our draft a little more and win another game.
And that win takes you
that
from
would help me.
Pick 6 to 11 or whatever, and
it's fine.
Watch all the quarterbacks come off the board, and then Browns fans are going to say, hey, we won 6 games. What did it do for us?
Yeah, we got him to 5. You and I got him to 5 last week.
And then they got a little dicey for me.
That's why that Cincinnati game is the key game.
Yeah.
Cincinnati. I have to root really hard for Cincinnati. Hope that game doesn't mean anything to them, which it probably will, based on how good your Ravens are going to be. I can't imagine, unless they're just locked into their position, which is what I hope.
I tell you what, the more I look at our stuff right now.
You guys play Pittsburgh in the last game of the year.
Oh,
it'll be a fun little AFC North final weekend.
I liked our roster a lot more than this year's roster. Let's just put it that way for my Ravens right now. If I had to pick the division winner at the moment,
Cincy.
I'm going with the Pittsburgh Steelers.
Don't even.
Okay.
I just wanted to see.
You know what? I had a Steeler friend of mine yesterday that told me that he was betting the Steelers to win it all.
I would pick Cincinnati, but I do think we are.
Who? I'm just saying. He said it. I said
a Tyvus Powell.
I said, well, if you can get,
give me a Tyvus what? I gotta hear a Tyvus.
Here, tell me when you have it ready. Don't play it yet. Oh, okay.
Sorry. Well, all right, go ahead. Ask the question.
I had a friend yesterday who told me he was betting the Steelers to win it all.
What? The Super Bowl?
That.
Come on, man.
What?
What's the problem?
They don't have one. They got Aaron Rodgers and Mike McCarthy.
Oh, man.
What could go wrong?
They won the division last year.
They did.
They won it last year. They did win it last year.
I mean, the way to make that bet, I don't even know what their odds are to win the Super Bowl. What would they be?
Oh, we can find, I can find that
what would they be?
real
75
quick.
to 1?
What show is Tyvus on again?
Ty-Bone and Tevis.
That's awesome.
Okay, real quick, because I know we got to get to Austin Ward here in a moment. The Steelers right now, AR, I have them at
50 to 1, 75 to 1.
65 to 1.
65 to 1.
Yep.
All right, so the way to make that bet is
I'll take the 65. They're not going to be the one.
No, but you make it, and then if they get in the tournament, now you have to hedge. The only difference is you'll be hedging most likely on the favorite, which is tough. But you'd have a lot of money to work with if they make the tournament. You know what I mean? Like if you bet $100 on them to win it all,
and cash
now
out.
you have not just hedge against it. So you got $6,500 at play. So we got $6,500 imaginary dollars to work with once they make the playoffs. So then you could bet $500 on the team they play, and then if the team they play wins, we win that bet, and it's hedge money.
I got you.
That's why you do it.
Yep.
We can talk that through.
If they make the tournament, there are 13 other teams that can win the Super Bowl. Are you betting all 13 teams to beat them?
Me and my assistant professor, Brendan Sorsby, will hold a seminar for you, and we'll talk it through.
Understood.
Austin Ward next in 2 minutes. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
I'm John Morgan of Morgan & Morgan. If you've been injured in a car accident, call America's largest injury law firm. For over 35 years, my mission has been to deliver more for our clients, to deliver more for you. If you or anyone in your family has been injured in a car accident, call us now, as the time to file a claim may be limited. Last year, more clients hired Morgan & Morgan than ever before, protecting America, fighting for you. Morgan & Morgan. Injured? Dial pound law.
Morgan & Morgan, Ohio office located at 600 Vine Street, Cincinnati. Prior results do not guarantee a similar outcome.
High energy bills? Your HVAC system could be the reason. Save up to $2,000 on a new HVAC system with Columbus Worthington Air. Smart homeowners know an old air conditioner can cost you more every month. Don't let it drain your wallet. Upgrade to efficient, reliable comfort with payment options that fit your budget. Backed by our exceptional service guarantee. Columbus Worthington Air and Bryant Heating and Cooling. Whatever it takes. Visit cwaohio.com/radio for details, terms, and conditions. License number 47543.
The lot is full and the deals are on.
Let's get it started.
At Lindsay Honda, we're kicking off the summer by giving you cash for your clunker. $3,500 minimum guaranteed for qualifying trade. Trade up to a new 2026 CR-V LX all-wheel drive CVT. Now just $339 a month. Or just $259 for a new 2026 Civic LX CVT.
Let's get it started.
Cash for clunkers is back at Lindsay Honda. Visit lindsayhonda.com for details.
I'm Yolanda Harris. I'm a journalist at 10 TV News. I don't just report about our community, I belong to it. And that's why we care so deeply about getting it right. And when local journalism is done right, it moves. It moves you to act, to verify, to volunteer. And yes, it moves your heart through the kind of human storytelling that stays with you wherever you are. And at 10 TV, we're here for all of it. These are the stories that move Central Ohio.
Rothman and Ice is sponsored by your local Pella Window and Door showroom on Gemini Parkway. The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
The perfect ratio of sports talk, dogs, pro wrestling, and gambling advice.
It's science.
You're listening to Rothman and Ice.
Our friend Austin Ward, Letterman Row, Buckeye beat reporter, of course here at The Fan. A man is on the Bryant Heating Cooling Systems fan guest hotline. All right, brother, I'm sure by now you heard that Brendan Sorsby's supplemental petition was denied by the NFL.
Yeah.
I think this is a smart move by the NFL. While it could be deemed a little bit hypocritical in that how much in bed they are with gambling, the one thing that they are okay with is when their fans do it. That's who it's designed for, not their players. It's designed for fans. And so I'm not going to say it's hypocritical. They had to take this step, but let's take you back. So he was permanently ineligible by the NCAA, also denied his appeal in late May. He filed a lawsuit against the NCAA, claimed that they were not looking out for his best interest, which is amazing, by banning him. And then Texas Tech stands by their man. The college sports world kind of creates this big tipping point. The NFL upholds this, especially after they just gave him a 2-game suspension in college, or some judge did. So I guess I'll ask it this way. No one could possibly touch him. Like, they don't even know, because they could get blindsided, and who knows whether he'd even be eligible to play in college, even though that judge said he could for Texas Tech. He will be gone in your mind, gone but not forgotten until the draft, correct?
Yeah, by all accounts, based on what it appears he's going to do and the way that Texas Tech has tried to provide, cover and support for him, depending on your perspective, is that, he's going to work through a process to try and stay in Lubbock and potentially still practice with the team. Not really sure logistically how that would work or why or how the Big 12 would look upon that. There's a lot of unanswered questions about that. And that extended Anthony all the way to the NFL level when he applied for this, after taking the fight as far as he could until Texas Tech finally, which, I guess kudos to the Red Raiders for eventually recognizing what they were doing and the jeopardy that they were putting themselves and college football in by saying and having that conversation with him that they were not going to be able to play him and they couldn't continue to fight as much as they may have wanted to. But, the way that this bounced all the way up to the NFL supplemental draft deadline for Brendan Sorsby to appeal for that, the NFL did not have a chance and didn't need to really look into the case beyond what was being reported publicly. Some of the reporting that I've seen today suggested that he didn't provide any supporting documents about his wagers, about his recovery, anything, just that he was ineligible and he wanted it. And so it seemed a little bit, lazy, halfway in, halfway out, just assuming that he was going to get his way here. And the NFL can say, we don't think so. And I think there's a part of this, Anthony, that we don't talk about enough. In the sports world, we can look at gambling on his own team and gambling on his own university in the same sport that he played and be like, well, that's against sportsmanship. We can't believe that the games would be on the up and up if you're compromising the integrity of it. In the real world, there's also the matter that he could be facing some sort of criminal charges for what's happening in not just the state of Texas, which doesn't allow sports gambling, underage gambling in the state of Indiana, and whatever it was that triggered the investigation while he was in the state of Ohio. So there are actual, potentially criminal investigations. I don't know what the fines are or what those violations actually entail, but none of this stuff has really been resolved yet in that respect. And so whether that's the NFL or the ineligibility ruling from the NCAA, which seemed much more clear cut, there was not enough evidence. I guess it's weird for me to be on the side of the NFL shield, but they didn't have to go out of their way to approve this. And I think that there'll be a lot of people at the NFL level who are relieved that he didn't get his way here.
Austin, this situation got me thinking about something I've heard from Coach Day and some other head coaches around the sport about really doing their homework on who guys are right now, especially in this era, right, of college football when it comes to the money and how some guys are just chasing the bag. And it's a topic that, to me, now seems to be more relevant than ever. And on the Ohio State side of things, we really haven't talked for a while now here about guys getting in any trouble here or doing anything there that's not a good look. And so for Coach Day and some others, Austin, I think this makes that situation even louder, right, for the coaches in these inner circles of recruiting and all that stuff to really hone in on who these guys are, because these type of guys can really shake the room and take your program to places it doesn't want to be.
Yeah, well, I'm gonna knock on my wooden desk right here after you said that, Maddie. Just to, you don't want to. I'm leaving for vacation tomorrow. I can't have things going haywire right now. But I think it's a good point and one that's worth keeping in mind when you view the way Ohio State, Ryan Day, Mark Pantoni, every position coach, the way that they are building their position groups and the way that the roster is being constructed as a whole. Because it's also true that you're never going to know every single detail that is out there. And, money has made this more challenging and complicated than it has ever been before, especially when you're dealing with, into seven figures for certain players. You want to be doing as much possible diligence as you possibly can, whether that is the player himself, whether that's talking to coaches, friends, family, anybody that's involved. Former coaches at other programs, if you're in the transfer portal, as much as you can. They might not divulge all that information, but, some of this does come down to being able to spend as much time as possible, with these recruits or with players in the transfer portal. So I think sometimes, and I think back to January, and there was this sense of immediacy. Why isn't Ohio State making these moves? Why haven't they got things done? They're falling behind their peers in the transfer portal. They want to spend time looking at them face to face. And a lot of these visits, I've seen the way that the itineraries are set up. It's 48 hours of, it is not just the fancy dinners and hanging out with the current players. It's meeting with the coordinators. It's a meeting with Ryan Day, all of this face to face. It's talking with, financial planners and the kind of support that you can get. It's all encompassing and all inclusive with Ohio State. Does that mean that they get it right every single time with the evaluations on or off the field? No, it doesn't. But their approach tends to be working at a level that's better than anybody else. And, as you said, and I'll knock twice here on this desk, like you're not seeing some of the things that have occurred with off the field transgressions like we're dealing with, or like Texas Tech is dealing with, or repeated and ridiculous, amounts of speeding and traffic violations at Georgia, just to take a couple off the top here. Like that, Ohio State seems to be doing a very good job paying attention to those details. And I think it's one of the tributes, one of the best tributes that you can possibly give to Ryan Day for the culture that he's established there.
Well done, my man. Have fun on vacation.
I appreciate it. I got to pop in there, do the Buckeye Show tonight first with Berm, and so we'll probably be talking a lot more about this stuff as well. But after that, can't wait to get out there and spend a week with the girls in Alaska.
Awesome. Enjoy, bud, and we'll be tuning in tonight. Thanks, man.
All right. See you guys.
Yep. Austin Ward with us from Letterman Row on the Bryan Heating Cooling Systems Fan Guest Hotline. We'll come back with Tell the Truth. Rothman and Ice and the Fan.
If you consider yourself a Buckeye fan, you've come to the right place. This is your heritage sports talker and home of Ohio State Athletics, The Fan, Ohio's sports destination.
Take strokes off your game by taking pounds off your frame with Awaken 180. Increase flexibility, strength, and endurance. Breaking 100, 90, even 80 could be just 40 pounds away. Results this summer with the solution for weight loss. Awaken180weightloss.com.
This is 100% employee owned now. It gives them a sense of pride.
It's always been a family business. We've benefited as owners from the work of all of these great employees for so long. Well, now everybody's an owner, so now everybody has a stake. It really is the culmination of the family business. The family just got bigger. We all know there's a difference between working for a paycheck and working for something that belongs to you.
Call Rizzotti today at 777-4806.
Join T-Bone and Tybus mornings on The Fan for football, food, and fun, featuring T-Bone.
Now, when you were talking about the football stuff, I was listening, but when you said Waffle House, I leaned forward in my chair.
And national champ Tybus Powell.
I was staring myself in the mirror for a good 10 minutes today looking at it.
Where they solve all the world's complex problems.
We're not putting the toothpaste back in the toothpaste container.
Sponsored by Capital Ford of Columbus.
Football, food, and fun with T-Bone and Tybus. Weekday mornings from 6 to 9 on The Fan.
Newman Roofing is proud to sponsor The Fan and 10 TV's Beat the Heat fan drive. Help Ohio's most vulnerable residents deal with the extreme heat this summer. Purchase new box fans and take them to the nearest Franklin County Fire Station or buy online. For more information, go to lifecarealliance.org.
That's the sound of Ellie De La Cruz stealing third. That's the sound of you stealing third. Right now at UDF, buy any 2 bottled beverages and get the third one free. Any bottle, any flavor, anything you're thirsty for. Soda, energy, coffee, and more. Buy 2 bottled drinks, get the third free with LA Steel's third. Now at United Dairy Farmers. Some restrictions may apply.
It's child's play to donate your car, truck, RV, or boat to Ronald McDonald House Charities of Central Ohio. They'll pick it up free of charge, steer you through the paperwork, and a hefty tax deduction rolls your way as you help provide a home away from home for families of seriously ill hospitalized children. For more information about donating your vehicle to Ronald McDonald House Charities, visit rmhc-centralohio.org or call 614-CARS-HELP. That's 614-CARS-HELP.
Hey, it's Bo Bishop here. If you've been thinking about an RV, now is the time at RCD RV. They've got over 850 RVs in stock. Motorhomes, fifth wheels, travel trailers from trusted brands like Cougar, Georgetown, Springdale, Forest River, and Salem. Trade values are sky high right now, and every RV purchase from RCD RV comes with a $500 ODNR gift card for your next Ohio State Park getaway. This limited time event ends June 27th, so don't wait. Visit RCD RV or shop now at rcdrv.com.
Whether you're repping the orange and brown or shouting Hoo Day, the ultimate football pilgrimage is closer than you think. Ditch the living room, get the family on the road, and make the short drive to greatness and visit the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. From the backyard to the gridiron, it's the one place where every fan comes together to create new family memories. Make it a weekend to remember and see why Ohio truly is the heart of football. Visit profootballhof.com and plan your visit today.
Hey, it's Common Man. Everybody's talking about affordability these days, but the good news is you'll find hundreds of vehicles that fit your budget at GoGermain.com. Drive home in a new sedan starting at just $139 a month. New SUVs from only $189 a month, or a truck for as low as $329. Plus, choose from over 1,700 new and pre-owned vehicles, all priced under $30K, and it's only at GoGermain.com. And with their $1,000 price promise, no one's going to sell you a car for less. Go see my friends today. GoGermain.com.
Have you ever met a man who wins money betting on tennis? Enter Scotty Vegas. Join Scotty and Dave Biddle for On the Money.
Presented by Ohio for Responsible Gambling.
Sunday mornings at 9 on The Fan. All your favorite fan shows are available when you want them.
Head to 971thefan.com and hit that subscribe button.
The Fan, Ohio sports destination. Tell the truth with Rothman and Ice.
Sponsored by McDaniel GM Superstore. Driving excellence since 1916. Chevrolet. Together, let's drive.
All right, TLC, take us home.
All righty. We got to do it. The Dinger Draft update has...
Well, before you move further...
In a weird way...
Your tone is telling me something.
Hang on. In a weird way... Like his tone was telling me
that we got a new leader on the leaderboard.
I think the tone that he was giving me was this is kind of going to be redundant. It's not like the,
okay.
But
No,
I will tell you. While I was gone,
your boy,
I felt like
my goodness,
I was making a little noise
because of one man.
Well, not yes. Well,
Kyle Schwarber.
I almost texted you guys. He hit 3, didn't he?
He hit 3 in a game.
That's what I mean.
And then on Saturday, and then came back Sunday and hit another one.
Yeah, but Shohei led off for him last night with a homer.
Okay, I didn't see that. But I'm just saying, I think you're making up some good ground.
All right, I want to... This could be...
well, here, lock in your answers.
Okay.
What did my tone entail?
That we had... That
there was a tone.
That you were
Wish you could play back your tone.
He probably can, but...
All right, we got to do it.
Your tone read to me...
Dinger Draft update.
Yeah, that's what it was.
Wait, hang on. We got to do it.
He's not the leader anymore. He's not happy to report this news because I think you are now in first place.
No, there's no way I'm in first place. I was like
no, you weren't that far behind. No, you weren't that far. You've never been that far behind.
Okay. I was hoping that I just was right at second or it was like neck and neck with us. My guess is you're still in first and I am like breathing down his neck or right there. That's who was in first. Last time we did this.
I'm looking up last week's standings.
Give us the numbers, and then we'll be able to decide.
The scores last week.
Oh, I wasn't here last week, so let me not. I'm speaking out of turn.
I don't think we've done this in like a week and a half.
Were you not on Tuesday?
I wasn't here last Thursday and Friday.
We would have done this Tuesday.
That's the week before. I'm sorry, that was the week before. All this is blending together. Let me shut up.
I worked
Do your thing,
Thursday,
TLC.
but I wasn't here.
Okay, that's what.
Putting in some kind of work. Last week's score was me 74, Ice 68, Rothman 61.
Say it one more time.
Did you go public with this, or did you just have this?
No, we definitely did it. We've been doing it on different days of the week because of the schedules. So this would have been Tuesday of last week.
Maddie, I was 7 back of you, 13 back of him. I'm just hoping that who's ever in second, that I'm closer to that.
I think Pete Alonso's starting.
I think things tightened up a little bit. That's my prediction.
Okay.
And then what was Ice's prediction?
That you are no longer the leader.
He didn't say this. He said this at some point, and then he kind of changed his answer, but I'll give it to him.
Yes.
The first thing that Rothman said was he has this dry tone because it's getting redundant. Mm-hmm. That was why the tone, because it's half that and half of, I feel bad. Like, I got to give the update of just, I'm in first place again.
Yeah,
and
that's the tone I picked up on.
That's the awkwardness of being like,
it was a little bit of a humble brag.
Winning's getting boring for you?
Yes, winning is boring.
No. Winning is not getting boring. I'm checking the box scores like 3 times a week at least, if not every day sometimes. So I'm definitely following through with this. It's just, I wish we had a fourth party to come in and say that I'm in the lead every week instead of me saying to myself.
Okay. It's all right.
Because I'm like, man, I'm just.
No.
If you want, we can
keep saying it. It's facts.
We can get Fish to do it or CB to do it.
Yeah,
what are they doing back there?
I'm going out of my way to be like, hey, just so you know, I'm still in first place. Like, who wants to listen to that?
It's somebody
but I am still in first
macro
place.
data refinement to come down here. All right, so what are the numbers?
All right, now it's 77 to 74 to 67.
All right.
So you're 7 off of second place,
so,
Rothman.
Maddie, you were 6 behind first. Now you're 3.
Mm-hmm.
I was 13 behind first, and now I'm 10.
It sounds like a slow week for me.
It's actually not great because I'm actually the same amount behind second place.
Okay.
It's my second was right. It just tightened up at the top. That didn't help me at all. That run I went on.
I believe the worst pick on my team is no doubt Vladimir Guerrero Jr., who I still think at the end of June has 4 home runs.
Well, good. I'll trade you Kyle Tucker for him.
I looked the other day. There are 200 plus players in Major League Baseball that have at least 5 home runs in the sport. Vladimir Guerrero has 4.
How many does Tucker have?
I can look right now for you.
He has 6.
So we're hurting, AR. Those guys are killing us.
Vladimir Guerrero Jr. is about 270 pounds with 4 home runs.
What are we doing?
I have the number 1 home run hitter in the sport who had 3 in one game, and I didn't make up any ground.
Remind me of AR's team if you have that.
I'll give you the team. I can tell. I got to print it on my brain.
All right, who's number 1?
It's Schwarber
with 29.
Alonso. I picked Alonso. I picked Cal Raleigh. I picked Eugenio Suarez and Kyle Tucker.
Okay.
Yes.
And garbage in French terms. 67.
Here's the good news. Ice and I are playing with 4 players for about the next month.
That helps.
Because I have, you and I have the same thing.
There's no way I still got a month to go with Judge. That would be horrible news.
I don't know. They may shut him down.
No, I'm just hoping, TLC. I'm hoping that, because that was a couple weeks ago now, right?
But there was like a 4 to 6 week injury.
Oh, no.
Shut him down.
And same with
Shut
me.
him down now.
I got Vinny Pasquantino because I thought I was going to be a genius with Kauffman Stadium moving the fences in. And I'm like, sweet. And then he's getting dropped to like 5th or 6th in the order.
Yeah, but
and then he gets hurt for 4 to 6 weeks. And the 60-day IL is basically a 2-month deal. Yeah. And so they're just going to keep putting them on 10 days.
Yep.
And
it's
that's
like,
what I
put
had
him on
with
the
Suarez.
60 so I can pick up a new player.
With the lat or whatever. And I dropped him into the Great American Launching Pad.
All right.
That was the same theory I had.
Next year. And I think this will also keep the stimulation of...
It's over already?
No. Next year, I say any IL stint, you get to pick up a new player. Any. And I think that'll be fun.
No, here's what you do. This was my suggestion earlier. I think you liked it. And you liked it, this suggestion. Mm-hmm. You draft 2 alternates. They're not in your starting lineup. Yeah. If you lose a player, then you have to go. There's no reason you should get the information from all this season, then be able to just pick up a guy who's having a hot year, even though you're not getting his home runs. It's a big advantage if you could just grab a hot player. You shouldn't be able to do that.
I say we start this rule now. We pick up 2 guys, and I'm claiming dids on Byron Buxton and Ben Rice. Those are the 2 guys. You guys can pick whoever you want after that. I'm taking Byron Buxton and Ben Rice.
All right, I haven't lost any ground, and we got a chance still. Remember, you don't have to be first. You just can't be last.
That's it.
In this whole try-dinner date. All right, I thought I'd be better. I thought I'd be closer to second than this.
There's just so many guys. Like, why did I not pick so many of the guys that were just, what was I thinking? You know what I was thinking? I watched Vladimir Guerrero Jr. have an amazing postseason. That's what was stuck in my brain. That's why I picked him. And he's obviously had a great history of hitting bombs in the league, but my goodness.
I drafted a guy in fantasy that has 20 home runs that I didn't do for this.
Munetaka.
But I mean, you can't kick yourself for that. Knowing you would have never taken that risk. That's not in your bag to take that risk. So I think you got to forgive yourself for that one.
The fact that Alonso now has 18 and he's 12th in the league is pretty. I like that.
Oh man, Vladimir Guerrero Jr. 217th in Major League Baseball right now in home runs. Give me a break.
You know what? I'm 7 back before the All-Star break. Like,
yeah, you're
he printed the shirts, and that was
you did a couple.
Let's hope that comes back to haunt him either for you or me.
You know what? That was the week that Nick Kurtz and the A's played in Vegas.
Yeah.
And I came in peacocking around that week where I'm like, it's over.
AR, he printed the shirts, and I paid for it in the form of Juan Soto getting hurt again.
It is your curse.
He's hurt again?
Oh, Judge, I'm sorry, getting hurt.
I was about to say.
We got to go. Common Man and Timmy coming up next. Common Man is back. We'll talk to you tomorrow at high noon. Rothman and Ice right here on The Fan.
Winners of the prestigious Platinum Microphone Award every year, given to the best radio station in the world. No need.